everybody ready?
It's time to play the sport of knowledge. Welcome to the Fort Worth ISD Whiz Quiz.
That is correct.
Welcome to Wiz Quiz, a Fort Worth ISD tradition. I'm Sophia Wu, hosting tonight's big high school matches with the talented Soraya Harrell.
Thank you, Sophia. It's going to be an exciting night, 2 semifinals and the championship. Our teams for the first semifinal, Pasco High School and I Am Terrell Academy for STEM and VPA, Terrell for short. They're in their seats and ready to go.
Also ready to go? Look out! It's the Pasco Jazz Ensemble 1. They're here to entertain us between matches. Hey guys! But first, we are so lucky to have a real pro asking the questions. He's a Fort Worth ISD graduate and someone you see on WFAA TV when you're up with Daybreak.
Please welcome the anchor of Daybreak, Mark Istook.
Then because all the historical questions you guys are answering were current events for me back in the day. So hopefully we'll have a good time tonight and look forward to celebrating our 2 teams that are on the stage now, our 2 teams later, and of course our finalists as well. Before we get everything going, I do want to introduce the people up here on stage with me. Our moderator, Fort Worth ISD's Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Marcy Sorensen. And keeping score as well as the time, Michael Flouchet, Director of Gifted Talented Services and our Wiz Quiz Director. I'd also like to let the teams that are on stage introduce themselves. I'll start screen left on my right. Pascal, if you can start at the end and work your way this way.
Jesse Durham.
Elise Stewart.
Jonathan Feldman.
Jude White. Pascal, welcome. Now the team from I Am Terrell, you can start at the end.
Sophia Souley.
Michael Watkins.
Ava Stubblefield.
Noah Gamble.
I Am Terrell, everybody. So just to go over our format this evening, we begin with a toss-up round of 10 questions. Either team can buzz in to answer these questions. They're worth 10 points each, 15 if you buzz in early and get the correct answer. However, if you buzz in early and get the incorrect answer, you will lose 5 points. So after that question, if you get it correct, each question can earn you 3 bonus questions. Are we clear? Yeah. Okay, teams, are you ready?
Can we take 1 second? Can we check the buzzers? Just go right on down the line here. All right, looks like we're ready to go.
Okay. You guys ready? Audience, are you ready? Okay. Let me try that one more time. Audience, are you ready? Okay, great. We begin with the evening's first toss-up question here in round 1. After goalkeeper Roberto Rojas lied about being struck by a firework, this nation was banned from qualifying for the 1994 FIFA World Cup. It defeated Argentina to win its 2015 and 2016 Continental Championships. In 2011, at its national stadium, a section of bleachers called Escotillo Ocho was dedicated to Pascal.
Brazil?
That is the incorrect answer. I'll continue reading. To honor the prisoners who were detained during the 1973 coup of Augusto Pinochet, for 10 points, name the South American nation led in all-time goals by Alexis Sanchez. I'm Terrell.
Argentina.
That is incorrect. The correct answer was Chile.
Sorry.
We move on to our second toss-up question. In response to this theatrical production, Ishmael Reed wrote a 2019 play in which a playwright receives a visit from the ghost of Harriet Tubman. In this musical, Angelica Schuyler imagines Pascal.
Hamilton.
That is the correct answer. And that one was worth 15 points, I believe.
That'll be 15.
15 points for Pascal. You now have an opportunity to get our 3 follow-up questions. Yep. Thanks. Beginning for 10 points, each answer the following questions about literary adaptations. This movie stars Morgan Freeman as Red and Tim Robbins as Andy Dufresne. The 2 men are incarcerated in the namesake prison from which Andy escapes with the help of a Rita Hayworth poster.
Shawshank Redemption.
That is the correct answer. The next question. The Shawshank Redemption is based on a novella by this American horror and suspense author. He also wrote The Shining and Carrie.
Stephen King, final answer.
Stephen King is correct. The next and final question in the bonus section here. Bill Skarsgård plays the evil clown Pennywise in 2 movies based on this Stephen King novel.
It, final answer.
It is correct. Moving on to our next toss-up question. The namesake of this school was killed by his valet as part of a plot to replace his genuine will with a forgery. For its first half-century, this university did not charge tuition, changing this in 1965, 1 year after its desegregation. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy gave a speech at this university comparing landing on the moon before 1970 with... I am Terrell.
Rice.
Rice is correct. For 10 points. Now to the bonus questions for you, I am Terrell. Former First Lady Melania Trump is originally from this nation, which includes the Julian Alps and the Karst Plateau. For 10 points each, what is this former Yugoslav republic and eastern neighbor of Italy that is the site of Europe's most visited tourist cave?
Slovakia.
Slovakia is not the right answer. It is Slovenia. Slovenia. Yeah. Next bonus. Postojna Cave Park in Slovenia is home to olms, a type of these eyeless, translucent aquatic amphibians of order Urodela. Locals once believed they were baby dragons.
Newts.
I'm sorry, the answer is salamanders. The last bonus question. Slovenia is almost landlocked with a 28-mile coastline between Italy and Croatia on the Gulf, named for this Italian city famous for its gondolas and canals.
Venice.
Venice is correct. Moving on to our 4th toss-up question. The title character of this novel talks of the lords of his imagination before he's introduced to new scientific theories of galvanism and electricity. I am Terrell.
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein is correct for 15 points. Here are your 3 bonus questions. Answer the following about anthropologist Ann Dunham for 10 points each. Ann Dunham was the mother of this 44th American president who served from 2009 to 2017.
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama is correct. Dunham's book, Surviving Against the Odds, studies the village economies of this Asian island nation led by President Suharto during her fieldwork.
Taiwan.
The correct answer is Indonesia. The last question. Dunham began her Indonesian work in 1968 on this island, which is the namesake of both a type of coffee and a programming language.
Java.
Java is correct. Moving on to our next pop-up. The first season of the 2017 reboot of One Day at a Time ends with Elena coming out as a lesbian at one of these events. Pascal.
Quinceañera.
That is the correct answer for 15 points. Here are your bonus questions. For the 2021 Super Bowl, the medical device company Dexcom controversially paid $5 million to advertise its G6 device. For 10 points each, Dexcom's G6 device is intended for patients with the type 1 variety of this condition. Diabetes
Diabetes, final answer.
is correct. The controversy was sparked by the high costs associated with diabetes, which includes taking this injectable medication, the price of which has increased 600% over the past 20 years.
Insulin, final answer.
Insulin is correct. The star of the commercial was this actor and pop star. He portrayed Bruno Guido in the movie Midway and is one-third of the pop trio responsible for Sucker and Year 3000.
Nick Jonas, final answer.
It is Nick Jonas. That is correct. Now time for our sixth toss-up question. Using components from this company, NIST scientists built a watt balance that can measure Planck's constant within 1% error for only $634. This corporation started its STEM education group in 1980, introduced its Mindstorms line in 1998. I am Terrell.
Lego.
Lego is correct for 15 points. Yeah, your bonus questions are: a new collection of short stories titled Marple brings back to life one of this author's detectives. For 10 points each, Miss Jane Marple was created by this British mystery writer, whose play The Mousetrap is still running in London after 70 years.
Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie is correct. Detective Hercule Poirot, created by Christie and played by Kenneth Branagh in the 2017 movie, solves the murder of Samuel Ratchet aboard this Istanbul to London train.
The Orient Express.
Also correct. Last question. Branagh returned in a 2022 film adaptation of the Christie novel in which Poirot finds the killer of Louise Bourgeois, who's on vacation in Aswan in southern Egypt near this river.
The Nile.
The Nile is correct. Our seventh toss-up question. One variety of this creature traces its origins to the lab of Brazilian biologist Warwick Kerr, where 26 imports from Tanzania escaped in 1957. Pascal.
B.
Yeah, honeybees is correct. And that one is for 15 points. Your bonus questions. The beautiful island Ilha de Queimada Grande is rarely visited because it's so dangerous. For 10 points each, the island is the home to more than 2,000 of the golden lancehead variety of these animals, making it the most dense population of these reptiles in the world.
Snakes, final answer.
Snakes is correct. That so-called Snake Island is located off the Atlantic coast of this nation, roughly 500 kilometers southwest of Rio de Janeiro.
Brazil, final answer.
Brazil is correct. Snake Island, is only 90 miles off the coast of this Brazilian city, by some measures the largest in the Western Hemisphere.
Sao Paulo, final answer.
Sao Paulo is correct. Our eighth toss-up. The Loop, a double oxbow in Canyonlands National Park, was carved by this body of water, which flows through 11 national parks. It was explored by one-armed civil... Pascal?
Colorado.
The Colorado River is correct. For 15 points. Your bonus questions. At 5:08 a.m. on June 1st, 1921, a whistle initiated a premeditated assault by 10,000 armed whites against this city's African-American Greenwood community. For 10 points each, the race massacre, in which an estimated 300 people were killed over 2 days, was sparked in this northeastern Oklahoma City by a dubious assault claim against a Shushan boy.
Tulsa, final answer.
Tulsa is correct. The day before the massacre, the Tulsa Tribune published an editorial exhorting its residents to take this action. Montgomery, Alabama's National Memorial for Peace and Justice is dedicated to the victims of this method of killing.
Lynching, final answer.
Lynching's correct. The last question. This HBO series is set in Tulsa in 1921 and opens with a flashback to the so-called Black Wall Street Massacre. It's based on an Alan Moore comic book maxi-series.
Back in Tulsa, final answer.
The correct answer is Watchmen. Our ninth toss-up. Researchers believe that the extreme longevity of the East African naked mole rat is due to these structures. These structures include A, P, and E subsites that bind tRNA and facilitate DNA. Pascal. Ribosomes is correct for 15. Your bonus questions. A historical drama set in New York and features the old money Van Ryn family and the new money Russell family. For 10 points each, this series begins in 1882 and is named for the period in American history referred to by this two-word phrase taken from the decorating technique of covering materials with a thin coating of gold.
Gilded Age, final answer.
Gilded Age is correct. The moniker Gilded Age was coined by this author as the title of an 1873 novel. He created the characters Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer.
Mark Twain, final answer.
Yes. The creator of the Gilded Age series is Julian Fellowes, the creator of this PBS British historical drama centering on the title Yorkshire Country Estate.
Downton Abbey? Yes. Downton Abbey, final answer.
Downton Abbey is correct. Our 10th and final toss-up of this round. In 2018, for one application of this technology, Donna Strickland became the first woman in 55 years to win a physics Nobel Prize. Archaeological applications employ its range-finding capability, which is possible with Q-switching or pulsing. These devices were first developed with rubies to produce population inversion in atoms and create a coherent beam of photons. For 10 points, name this scientific device whose name is an acronym for Pascal?
Laser, final answer.
Laser is correct.
10 points.
10 points on that one. Your bonus questions. This woman was the subject of the 2018 biographical legal drama On the Basis of Sex. For 10 points each, the movie follows the early career of this second woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. A 2015 biography was titled Notorious RBG.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg, final answer.
Correct. In a case brought by Charles Moritz against this governmental agency, RBG argued against a certain tax deduction being limited to women or married men.
IRS, final answer.
Unfortunately, that is correct. The last question in this bonus section and in this round. The phrase "on the basis of sex" was used in this numbered section of the 1972 federal civil rights law prohibiting sex discrimination in education. This law assures equal opportunity for females in school athletics.
The Sexual Education Equality Act.
The correct answer is Title IX. Title IX. Actually, do we have a few more here? Or is it? Okay. Got it. So that wraps up our first round. Congratulations to both you teams on your performance. We will take a brief moment while we tally our numbers, our scores, and get those back to you at the end of the beginning of the next round.
Thanks, Mark. Here we have today Fort Worth ISD Superintendent Angelica Ramsey here. Dr. Ramsey, you've been with Fort Worth ISD for a while now. What do you love most about it?
I love Mondays and Fridays because I spend time at schools. I think the second one is doing what I'm doing tonight, being able to go out to evening events and seeing how amazing our students are.
That's great. I also wanted to ask you, how do competitions like Wiz Quiz exemplify your vision for Fort Worth ISD?
I think it exactly exemplifies. We want our students to have 21st century skills. We want them to be not only competitive, but we want them to be collaborative. So work together as a team, understand that process, to think critically. And we don't want them just to memorize facts. We want them to understand the context of the facts that they're learning.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today on Wiz Quiz. Enjoy the rest of the match.
I absolutely am and will.
Did you know the production crew tonight is mostly students, including you two of us?
We're in the Gold Seal Advanced Media Program at Southwest High School under the direction of our excellent teacher, Mrs. Darcy McCready. And tonight, we are definitely getting real-world learning.
It's real all right. You're doing great, by the way.
No, you are. But you know who's really been knocking it out of the park? Our 6th grade and middle school Whiz Quizzers.
That's right, and during this break, we'll show you some of the fun and action at the 6th grade and the middle school finals.
And when we come back, we'll find who in the audience is smarter than a Whiz Quizzer, a really fun segment sponsored by Pizza Snob. So don't go anywhere. McLean? She didn't.
Welcome. This is Wiz Quiz, the sport of knowledge. Let's Wiz Quiz.
Okay, welcome to the finals for 2022, McLean versus World Languages Institute. Everybody ready? Heliocentrism was supported by Galileo is correct. Many myths about the Ichthus.
California.
3 bonus opportunities. Ecuador? Ecuador is correct.
And a verdict of 250 to 310. Our winners are McLean Middle School. The Wiz Quiz Finals Night. You all ready to go? All right, let's Wiz Quiz.
For 10 points, name this president. Also, question number 1. The dioxide of this element.
Titanium.
That is correct. For 10 points, name this New England state, the smallest state by area.
But the end score was 90 to 180. Our second place goes to YMLA. Let's give them a big hand. Our first place goes to the Applied Learning Academy.
We're going to Shiloh National Battlefield Park. The theme this year is about courage. And when you look at the Civil War, and even you look at today, throughout history, courage has been that key component of success.
Well, welcome to Shiloh National Military Park.
That battle, 1862, was one of the largest battles at that part of the Civil War in southwestern Tennessee.
This is General Grant's last defensive line at Pittsburgh Landing.
Well, studying the Battle of Shiloh and me visualizing it was two different things. But being able to come where it all happened, it helps me understand
what the ranger and our guide, Dave Stewart, shared with them. From the decision Grant made at Pittsburgh Landing to Johnson to lead his troops, they displayed courage.
It made me reevaluate my own courage only because it makes me realize how privileged I am to be able to get those things.
It's important for our young leaders to see the Civil Rights Museum.
Standing in front of this window made me feel emotional because of everything that happened in the Civil Rights movement, like to Martin Luther King being shot through this direction over here.
Because we looked at the Civil War.
Anybody who wants to understand the United States can't do it without some understanding of the Civil War.
That was one part of it. But the battle continues on into what Abraham Lincoln talked about and our founders talked about, equality for all.
We're very passionate about civil rights history.
This is the first time that we've ever partnered with another group of cadets from Memphis, Tennessee, joined us on a couple of days of our exploits, and then we had some joint learning where they taught us some things that they learned.
A lot of our music, it shows tales of the difficulties during this time and the struggles that African Americans in Memphis face.
This is an educational, vicarious experience.
It's really an extension of the classroom. So I've seen a bunch of pictures of Memphis and of the Mississippi River. I've learned about it since elementary school, but to finally be here today, it's breathtaking.
That is priceless in them gaining the knowledge.
Epidemic of yellow fever killed.
To now go out, wherever they are, to continue to strengthen our nation.
Welcome back to Wiz Quiz.
Congratulations to all of our 6th grade and middle school teams.
Now, as promised, we're turning the camera on the audience to play. Can I get a drum roll? Are you smarter than a Whiz Quizzer? Sponsored by Pizza Snob.
Let's toss it to our friend Luke Zentner. Luke, it looks like you've got your volunteers from the audience lined up and ready to play.
Yes, we do. We have a great lineup of volunteers. Are you smarter than a Whiz Quizzer? Sponsored by Pizza Snob. Today, I will hear my first contestant.
Chip Stewart.
And Chip, are you here representing a school with us?
Yes, Paso High School.
Let's get started with our first question. These tropical storms form an eye near the center that is relatively calm.
I hope that's a hurricane.
All right, he says hurricane. Let's see if it's correct. And you are correct. And here, and since you play Are You Smarter Than Whiz Quizzer, you get your own goodie bag provided by FWISD.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming up. And for our next contestant, I'm here with
Harry White.
Harry. Are you here supporting a school with us?
Pascal.
Pasco High School. A lot of Pasco fans. Well, all right. Well, let's get started with your very first question. What musical in which an angel tells Frenchie to go back to high school and beauty school dropout focuses on a 1950s romance between Sandy and Danny?
That would be Grease.
All right, he says Grease. Let's see if we got it right. It is correct. All right. Thank you so much for playing today, and you get your own goodie bag. There you go.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. You have a great day.
You too.
And our third and final contestant, and I'm here with
Shayna Ellison.
Shayna. Are you representing Pasco today, or you got a different team?
I am representing and supporting Gifted and Talented.
Oh, there we go. Let's bring back a right answer for you and your team. All right, let's get started. Name this grainy substance produced by plants and carried by bees.
Pollen.
She says pollen. It's pollen. There you go. Thank you so much for playing Are You Smarter Than a Whiz Quizzer?
Thank you.
Have a great night. Weren't they fun, guys?
Sophia is going to show us what they were playing for.
All kinds of good stuff in these bags. Look at this cool notebook.
Ooh, save me one of those. But right now, our teams are on stage, ready for round 2. Mark, all yours.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. All right, before we get started, I want to introduce some of the new competitors on stage. I am Terrell. Do you guys have anybody new? It looks like the same teammates. Pascal, I see a new face over here.
Hi, I'm Caden.
All right, Caden, welcome to the stage today. Want to update everybody on the scores after one round of competition. Right now, it is I am Terrell with 100 points, Pascal with 240. Are you guys ready to begin the second round? Okay, here we go. In 2022, this college football team became the first from the state of Texas to make it to the college. I'm just kidding, that was a fake question. I just wanted to get a TCU mention in there. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Go Frogs. Okay, here we go for real. This is the real first toss-up. Yeah. Italian art historians believe that the terracotta sculpture, Virgin with the Laughing Child, is by this artist. That work bears a resemblance to his The Virgin and Child with St. Anne. Ginevra da Vinci is the subject of the only painting by this man on display in the Americas. I am Terrell.
Leonardo da Vinci.
That is correct for 15 points. Now to your bonus questions. For 10 points each, the town of Monroeville calls itself the literary capital of Alabama. For 10 points, Monroeville was fictionalized as Maycomb in this 1960 literary classic. Monroeville's 1934 trial of Walter Lett was rewritten as the trial of Tom Robinson for this book by Harper Lee.
To Kill a Mockingbird, final answer?
That is correct. Your next bonus question. This defense lawyer in To Kill a Mockingbird was based on Harper Lee's father. The American Film Institute has ranked Gregory Peck's version of this character as the greatest movie hero of all time.
Atticus Finch, final answer?
That is also correct. Your third bonus question. The 1986 murder of another Monroeville resident led to the wrongful conviction of Walter McMillian, whose exoneration became the subject of a Brian Stevenson book turned 2019 Michael B. Jordan film with this shared title.
The trial.
The correct answer is Just Mercy. Just Mercy. Time for our next toss-up question. The first tale in the Canterbury Tales is told by one of these figures and depicts a love triangle between Palamon and Arcite. In a Middle English story, Gawain is challenged to a beheading contest by a green type. I am Terrell.
Knight.
Knight is correct, and that one is for 15. For 10 points, your bonus questions answer the following about the process of hydraulic fracturing or fracking. It's the process of injecting high-pressure fluids into underground rock formations for the purpose of gaining access to this commodity.
Natural gas, final answer.
We will accept that. We would have also accepted petroleum or oil. All of those would have been acceptable, so that does count. Your next bonus question. Petroleum flows more easily into wells out of cracked rocks, which are created after the pressurized fluid induces small examples of these seismic events.
Earthquakes, final answer.
Correct. Since 2009, this state, whose Anadarko basins are one center of fracking activity, has had more M3 earthquakes than California.
Alaska, final answer.
The correct answer is Oklahoma. Moving on to our third toss-up question of this round. In the wake of this event, Bruce Springsteen wrote the song The Rising. In the opening, the singer can't feel nothing but this chain that binds me, referring to the hose he's carrying upstairs through thick smoke. The names of each of the 343 firefighters. I am Terrell.
9/11.
That's correct, for 15 points. Your first of 3 bonus questions. In 2022, the street artist Banksy completed a mural depicting a little boy in a martial arts uniform, flipping a much larger man onto his back. For 10 points each, that mural is located in Bordianka, in this nation. Many believe the wall art is mocking Vladimir Putin, whose Taekwondo black belt was revoked.
Ukraine, final answer.
Ukraine is correct. Prior to his Ukraine works, Banksy used this app to announce what he called his Great British Spraycation of 2021. The media sharing app is owned by Meta Platforms.
Instagram, final answer.
That is correct. Your final bonus question. The tradition of exceptional mural art reached its peak between 1925 and 1945, particularly with the work of Diego Rivera, Jose Orozco, and David Siqueiros, 3 artists from this nation.
Mexico, final answer.
That's correct. Our next toss-up for both teams. In 2022, this man's 100-year-old widow helped open a museum honoring him in New York City. It features a model of Ebbets Field, which once stood nearby. In 1944, this man faced a court-martial for refusing to move to the back of a bus. In 1947, Branch Rickey signed him from the Kansas City Monarchs to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Pascal.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson is correct for 10 points. Your first bonus question. Answer the following about the 2021 Netflix movie, The Dig. The Dig is set on the Suffolk estate of Edith Preddy, where this archaeological site was discovered. Its name is taken from Old English for southern settlement on the hill.
Hill, final answer.
The correct answer is Sutton Hoo. In 1939, archaeologist Basil Brown excavated an example of this object under Mound 1. It was approximately 90 feet from keel to stern.
Ship, final answer.
Ship is correct. Inside the ship's burial chamber, an iron and bronze example of this armor piece was found. It included a skull cap, cheek guard, and face mask.
Helmet, final answer.
Also correct. Moving on to our 5th toss-up of this round for both teams. In a James McBride novel set during World War II, Hector serves with a segregated infantry division during the Gothic Line campaign in this nation and witnesses a massacre at St. Anna. As part of the 12th Air Force, Joseph Heller flew here and fictionalized one of its islands as I am Terrell.
Catch 22.
That is not the correct answer. Pianosa in Catch-22. In The English Patient, the nurse Hannah cares for the burned Almazi in one of this nation's Tuscan villages. For 10 points, name this nation in which the Adriatine Caves massacre was perpetrated outside of Rome. Pascal?
Italy.
Italy is the correct answer. Your first bonus question. Galileo is said to have dropped a bowling ball and a feather from this landmark to show that they fall at the same rate. For 10 points each, the 14th century Italian landmark was the site of the test for the law of falling bodies. Its 4-degree tilt is due to an unstable foundation.
Leaning Tower of Pisa, final answer.
That is correct. Your next bonus question. Galileo's finding was formalized as the equivalence principle in the theory of general relativity elucidated by this German-born physicist.
Einstein, final answer.
Correct. Your last bonus question. In 2017, a French satellite of this name confirmed the works of Galileo and Einstein. It shares its name with a device developed by Antoine van Leeuwenhoek.
Microscope, final answer.
That is correct.
Can you clear the buzzer, please?
Yeah. The sixth toss-up question of this round for both teams. The Welsh creator of this game changed a single letter of his own surname to give it its title. Its format closely resembles that of a game show called Lingo, being revived by CBS and hosted by RuPaul. The game became hugely popular in late 2021, spawning countless clones, altering the subject matter. Pascal.
Wordle, final answer.
Wordle is correct for 10 points. Coincidentally, the most Googled word of 2022. That's not a question, just a little tidbit. You can have that one for free. Your bonus question here, first one is, using facial recognition software, researchers have identified the Patas monkey as a possible inspiration for this title character. For 10 points, the orange title character speaks for the trees.
Lorax, final answer.
The Lorax is correct. The Lorax was written by this author of The Cat in the Hat and One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish.
Dr. Seuss, final answer.
Dr. Seuss is correct. Your last bonus question. The year before publishing the Lorax, Dr. Seuss could have seen Patas monkeys when he visited a safari club in this nation with capital Nairobi.
Kenya, final answer.
Kenya, correct. Our seventh toss-up question of this round for both teams. This state's flagship university is the official American partner of Amsterdam's Anne Frank House. In the 19th century, a vice president from this state instigated the nullification crisis. Pascal.
South Carolina.
That is correct for 15 points. Your first bonus question. A 10-episode Ken Burns documentary tracing the history of this genre premiered in 2001. For 10 points each, Jelly Roll Morton claimed to have invented this improvisational music form during the early 1900s.
Jazz, final answer.
Jazz is correct. The first episode of the jazz series is titled Gumbo and traces the origins of jazz in this southern city. You can hear jazz at Preservation Hall in its French Quarter.
New Orleans, final answer.
New Orleans is correct. New Orleans International Airport is named for this jazz trumpeter. He's notable for a gravelly and instantly recognizable voice on songs such as What a Wonderful World.
Neil Armstrong. Louis Armstrong. Oh, wait. Armstrong, final answer. Don't take it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think we have to say who's wrong.
Okay, we won't accept that one, but we'll move on to our next toss-up. Our eighth question in this round for both teams. After falling asleep in a field of poppies in this film, the protagonists are awakened by a snowstorm. Pascal.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz is correct. Your first bonus question. A demigod overcame 12 trials assigned to him by King Eurystheus. For 10 points each, this son of Zeus completed these dozen labors, including the slaying of the Nemean lion, whose skin he later wore.
Heracles, final answer.
Heracles is correct. Archaeologists discovered a 2,000-year-old statue of Hercules while excavating this city of Philippi near the area where he captured these man-eating quadrupeds of Diomedes.
Horses, final answer.
Horses is correct. The last bonus question. Hercules' 10th labor was to capture the cattle of Geryon in the land of Erythea, whose ruins are near the city of Cadiz in this modern nation. Spain is the correct answer. Moving now to our 9th toss-up question of this round. As depicted in a 2004 film, Paul Rusesabagina housed 1,268. I am Terrell.
Hotel Rwanda.
Rwanda is the answer we were looking for.
Okay.
Moving on to your first bonus question. An illustration of a critically endangered animal was included on the 2014 FIFA World Cup jerseys of one nation. For 10 points each, what is this fastest land animal known scientifically as Acinonyx jubatus?
Cheetah, final answer.
That's correct. I'm not sure my pronunciation was, but your answer was. Your next bonus, cheetahs were featured on the football shirts of this nation, where the Asiatic subspecies survives only in tiny populations in protected locations near its border with Turkmenistan. This nation was eliminated from the 2022 World Cup by the United States.
Spain, final answer.
The correct answer is Iran. Your final bonus. Asiatic cheetahs are now extinct in this nation that bordered Iran before 1947. 8 Namibian cheetahs were greeted upon arrival by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2022 and will live in the Kuno National Park south of Delhi.
India, final answer.
India is correct. Our final toss-up question of this round and of the match. In Liberty Leading the People, a small flag is seen flying atop this landmark. In an 1831 novel set at this edifice, the word Ananke is written on one of its walls. The structure is described as crumbling and half ruined in a novel which is set during its past 1482 glory. In that novel, Captain Phoebus is stabbed and rejects the Romani street dancer Esmeralda, who... I am Terrell.
Notre Dame.
That is the correct answer.
For 10.
For 10, yes. Moving on to your bonus questions. On August 21st, 1986, about 1,800 people were asphyxiated by a large, deadly cloud of this gas. For 10 points each, the deadly event was caused by a limnic eruption in which this greenhouse gas required for photosynthesis was released.
Captain.
Nitrogen, final answer.
Carbon dioxide is the correct answer. The word limnic means it was related to one of these geographic features. Large examples in Africa include Victoria, Tanganyika, and Kivu.
Lakes, final answer.
Lakes is correct. Final bonus question. This 1936 limnic eruption originated in Lake Nyos in this western Central African nation with the capital Yaoundé.
Captain.
Ethiopia, final answer.
The correct answer is Cameroon. And that concludes our second round of this contest. Congratulations to Pascal and I am Terrell. Let's hear it for both teams. We'll take a quick break, tally up the scores, and reveal our winner and let you know who's headed on to the finals.
Thanks, Mark. And now we have the principals from I am Terrell and Pascal. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Ricky Brown, principal at I Am Terrell Academy.
Troy Langston, principal of Pascal High School.
So, what would you love most about Wiz Quiz? Why do you love it so much?
I love the fact that our students know so much about this world. There's so much to learn. I'm glad that they have a thirst for learning more.
What I love about Wiz Quiz is the fact that it gives our apprentices the opportunity to really showcase their knowledge and all the different things they're learning.
Awesome. And what is a message you want to give to your teams?
Just keep answering the questions to the best of your ability. You're doing a great job.
Panthers for life. Go Panthers.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, you guys can go there. That was so awkward. Okay. When we come back, we'll find out who is going to the finals. Don't go away.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Welcome to the Choices Expo. The Expo is the biggest event that we have for Gold Seal all year. So yes, it's an amazing time where families get to come out and they get to see what all the options are for their students.
World languages.
Here at TABS, we offer 4 pathways.
We're Young Men's Leadership Academy.
A collegiate academy like ours or Southwest.
Our students don't just have to go to their home campus. Their home campus may have amazing opportunities for them, specific programs that they were interested in for their future, a specific pathway.
I like robotics.
What do you like the best of the school?
I like the program on it, yes. Like, I'm currently going to be taking patient care.
We provide an opportunity for those students to be able to attend any program in Fort Worth ISD.
Everything is hands-on, and you have the opportunity to learn what people learn in college and at their first job. But you learn all of that in high school.
Tell me what's going on at I Am Terrell. Great. The video that's playing right now.
As a board member, it's my job to always look at our students achieving. And when I look around this room and talk to these teachers and these principals and these students, I can say that the answer is yes, in Fort Worth ISD, our students are achieving.
So pathways actually start all the way from the time our students are in kindergarten, lead through into all of the different programs that we have at the middle school.
So everything that we do is based on our applied learning core beliefs, and they are all student-centered. So we are about student choice and student voice.
And they prepare students for those additional pathways that we have available for them when they enter into high school.
Different labs, like we have the math lab, writing lab, science lab, speech lab.
So there's support for anything?
Yes, ma'am.
The variety of schools, the choices, just kind of seeing what my middle schooler and high schooler will choose for their path.
We just went through our interview process, like a little practice of it. You also get a scholarship if you move on from the first round. So they're really preparing you to get internships.
We have an application room that's here for you, so you don't even have to worry about going home after you've seen something, you're excited, ready to apply. You can actually apply right here before you ever step away.
It's kind of like an overload of options. Where she's kind of making all the decisions right now.
Well, because he's 12.
Launching here, the best choice for your child's education journey, with safe classrooms and highly qualified teachers expert at opening doors to reading, math, and worlds of fun. And the great part? It's a hop, skip, and jump away at Fort Worth ISD Pre-K and Kindergarten. Check us out at fwisd.org/pre-K.
Thanks, Pascal Jazz Ensemble 1.
Nice moves.
Thanks. Nice music. Well,
everybody, this is it. We have a winner for our first semifinal.
Let's go to Mark Istuk, Michael Flouchet, and Dr. Marcy Sorensen.
Thank you very much, guys. And boy, that was a fun battle between these two teams. I want to hear it again for both I Am Terrell and Pascal. And I think I speak for a lot of us when I say that, you know, every time I watch one of these competitions, I'm always blown away by how savvy and intelligent and articulate our competitors are. And you had a front row seat to that, Dr. Sorensen.
Thank you, sir. You guys are absolutely amazing. You're incredibly brilliant. And all I can say is, you know way more than we do, right? So let's give them a round of applause.
It's obviously an accomplishment to just even get to this level to be able to compete this evening, but unfortunately only one team can advance to the finals, so I will go ahead and share with you the final score from our first round tonight. I am Terrell, 265, Pascal, 420. Congratulations, Pascal. And I am Terrell, congratulations. Well done. Everybody get the pictures? You get all the photographs up here? So that does it for our first round. Again, congrats to those teams. Pascal, we'll see you in the finals, and we're going to get ready for our next round of action tonight. Guys, take it away.
One more time, congratulations, Pascal. You're going to the finals.
And thank you to all contestants, coaches, and parents for your academic teamwork.
We also want to thank our audience and everyone watching tonight. Plus tonight's sponsor, Pizza Snob, for feeding the crew.
The pizza was amazing. And thank you, Pascal Jazz Ensemble 1. How about some more great music?
And now introducing board member Andar.
So, thank you. Why do you love Wiz Quiz? Oh, Wiz Quiz is an opportunity for kids to shine and show that they are scientists and historians and literature specialists and writers and readers and mathematicians, and it's a great opportunity for kids to come together to work as a team and to share the knowledge that they've learned, not only in the classroom, but also just in life in general. So it's great fun. I love Wiz Quiz.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the match.
Thank you. I will.
And then, you can step down. Okay? Step down. We are just getting started. We'll see you in a few minutes for our second semifinal.
Today is our Vital Link Live event. We're connecting students to careers.
Your space is going to be in this far corner of the room.
What we've done is we brought students from 21 high schools over to the Teaching and Learning Center and invited partners from across the community to come see what's happening in our classrooms every day.
1, 2, 3.
I think the most impressive thing that I've learned is they start as a freshman and not necessarily as a junior or a senior. So just this particular program that we're speaking of now, they're on set to graduate and be able to get a very good career started.
Coming out of this program, as soon as I finish high school, this program is gonna have me ready to become an EMT, straight out of high school.
Almost every student in this room is coming out with either a degree or an industry certification, along with work experience and industry experience, really ready for the job and the career that they're headed towards.
Part of your book back in high school, my favorite. Getting to interact with the kids and getting to hear them tell about the learning that they're doing.
And of course, if you don't think you're generating enough thrust,
and about their excitement for the learning that they have and the excitement for possible future careers that they might enter into. So that's my favorite part.
You see students from our fashion design programs, our construction programs, our health science programs, our media programs. That list goes on and on and on. I mean, we cover just about every career that's here in the Fort Worth area.
The tools that you use. I think it's fantastic to be able to walk around and engage with each of the different programs and learn more about what they're studying in their schools.
I love auto mechanic because I love getting my hands dirty, working on cars, and this will possibly lead me to getting a job.
It's pretty cool. It's fun getting to see what all these kids are working towards and learning.
It's important for partners to be here, to have the opportunity to engage with our students, to see what's happening every day, and to really get an idea of how they can plug in and come and be part of the larger community as we work to build a stronger Fort Worth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fort Worth ISD's Gold Seal programs and schools of choice offer families and students the power of choice, now more than ever. To go beyond the basic and beyond the traditional, to find the pathway that's a match to a student's interests, goals, and learning style. And just look at the programs and schools to choose from. You've got goals and dreams for the future. We've got a high school experience to match. Fort Worth ISD Gold Seal programs of choice are built for dreamers like you, the problem solvers, the curious minds, the creators of art and ideas. Gold Seal programs deliver expert guidance, hands-on learning, certifications, college credits, and community partners to support your learning. A great example are collegiate academies offered at several neighborhood high school campuses. Students earn enough college credits for an associate degree, tuition-free. And at P-Tech Collegiate Academies, students visit job sites, build relationships, and develop workplace skills and knowledge. Our community partners enrich every Gold Seal program to open doors to careers and to put you ahead of the herd. There's a Gold Seal pathway to fit your interest. Whether it's making machines run better and fly higher, or improving health and housing. Whether it's serving on the front lines or protecting citizens online. Bring your biggest dreams and determination here where you belong in a Fort Worth ISD program of choice. Your choice. The atmosphere is electric at Fort Worth ISD Gold Seal Schools of Choice. These smaller, well-focused learning communities prepare students for college and careers in the most innovative ways.
This combines art and math.
Early college high schools merge high school, college, and careers. Students go to school on Tarrant County college campuses and can earn an associate's degree, tuition-free. Marine Creek Collegiate High School focuses on high academic achievement and skills for success. The Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences is a hub of health science studies with hands-on laboratory learning supported by medical industry partners. TCC South Fort Worth ISD Collegiate High takes industry partnerships to a new level. Partners such as Encore and the Fort Worth Water Department help students build skills that industries want. Every school day hums with activity and empowerment at Young Men's Leadership Academy and Young Women's Leadership Academy. Future leaders are at work here, gaining knowledge, experiences, and character while developing lifelong strategies for success. Move toward your dreams at the IM Terrell Academy for STEM and VPA. On the STEM side, students design and problem solve in a high-tech makerspace. In VPA, students train in state-of-the-art studios and perform in a magnificent hall. And humanities classes at IM Terrell elevate the study of literature, history, art, and philosophy. Imagine learning multiple languages, exploring global cultures, and taking academic courses in English and Spanish. The World Languages Institute is perfect for students from Spanish immersion and dual language programs, and anyone eager to learn Spanish immersion style. Schools of choice are not just for older kids. Collectively, 4 applied learning academies serve kindergarten through 8th grade. Students apply their knowledge to solve real-life issues as they investigate the bigger world. Our Montessori program guides kindergarten through 8th grade students in multi-age classrooms that are safe and respectful. Students work through lessons, interact with others, cultivate self-discipline and take early ownership of their education. A great start to a lifetime of learning. Learn more at fwisd.org/choices and pick your pathway to college, career, and lifelong achievement.
Creating an experience that allows all cultures in our district by allowing our students, our community to experience artwork from the Native American, to learn about the music and the history and the culture.
I love it how they play the drums. It makes the great beat about we're moving about how we feel the music.
Fort Worth ISD acknowledges Native American Month, so I try to bring in the little things, which I always have to my students that are on my campus, but I'm trying to make it available for all the students in the district.
So some of the things you will see is traditional artwork and hearing about the culture through the storytelling. That is how they pass down from generation to generation.
All of a sudden, wings popped out of the turtle shell.
I know to the Native American culture and the students that are served here to be recognized, to have a program over the summer, to have a festival throughout the year defines what we are saying, that we are better together. It defines that we are creating that school experience of belonging.
And then that drumming music inspired me to learn more about Native Americans.
One of these teams will be advancing to the finals tonight. Will it be Benbrook High School?
This is Wiz Quiz, the sport of knowledge. Let's Wiz Quiz.
Or will it be Northside?
We're about to find out. So let's play Wiz Quiz.
It's time to play the sport of knowledge. Welcome to the Fort Worth ISD Whiz Quiz.
That is correct. Welcome to the 45th Fort Worth ISD Whiz Quiz.
45 years? Wow.
I'm Andrew Bustos.
And I'm Hawaii Guerin. We'll be your hosts for this second semifinal.
We just saw Pascal advance to the finals. Joining them will be either Northside High School or Benbrook Middle High School. It's going to be exciting.
Also exciting, our live music tonight. We're going to be entertained by Pascal Jazz Ensemble 1. Give us a wave, band.
And bringing you this live production, advanced media students from Southwest High School, including the two of us.
Now, we feel very honored to have this person asking the questions tonight. He's a Southwest High School graduate and someone you see on WFAA TV when you're up with Daybreak. Please welcome the anchor of Daybreak, Mark Istook. Hello, Mark.
Hello, guys. Thank you very much for having me this morning. And as much as I would love for all of you guys to be watching Daybreak as often as possible, I don't know how many of you are actually up at 4:30 every morning. But if you are, thank you for getting up that early and hanging out with us for a couple hours. I am so excited to be hanging out with you folks here tonight. We just had a great first round of action in our first semifinals, a great battle between I Am Terrell and Pascal, and I'm excited about this contest tonight as well. I want to welcome our two teams, Northside High School and Benbrook Middle High. Let's hear it for both of them. So thank you to all the educators, students, parents, and participants that are here tonight. I want to introduce the two teams, or let them introduce themselves before we get started. So I'll start screen left on my right, if you want to kick us off. You push the little red, on this little microphone in front of you.
The right button.
Yep.
I'm Colin Jarko.
I'm Grace Donnell.
I'm AY Taiwo.
I'm Kyle Lewis.
Not just a chance to introduce yourselves, but also to practice red button pushing. So how about that? All right, Northside, your turn. Take it away.
My name is Mary Hernandez.
The red button on your microphone.
That's the one on the right. Yeah, down there. On the box.
There we go. My name is Neri Hernandez. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Ignore it.
I'm Adam Rubalcalva.
I'm Jenny Garcia Rios.
I'm Nathan Flores.
Great. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I also want to introduce the folks up here on stage with me. We've got our moderator, Fort Worth ISD's Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Marcy Sorensen. And keeping score and time for us this evening, the Director of Gifted Talented Services and Whiz Quiz Director, Michael Flouchet. Let me go over the scoring for tonight's contest. We begin with a round of toss-up questions. There are 10 of them. Now, they are worth 10 points each, although if you buzz in early and you get it correct, they are worth 5. If you buzz in early and you are incorrect, they're worth 15, thank you. If you buzz in early and you're incorrect, you lose 5 points. If you get those questions right, you have an opportunity for 3 bonus questions as well. Each of those are worth 10 points. After our 10 questions, we'll take a small break. We will tally up the points, and then we will begin our second round. So, teams, are you ready to begin?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Can we go ahead and test the buzzers real quick? Can we start down here? Perfect, thank you.
Great. All right, Northside, Benbrook, let's begin. The first toss-up question for both teams. This author's book, The Light We Carry, details her strategies for overcoming uncertainty. This political activist met her husband at the law firm of Sidley and Austin in Chicago. This activist created the Reach Higher program to promote post-secondary education and launched the Let's Move initiative in order to combat childhood obesity. In her best-selling
Michelle Obama.
Benbrook, that is correct.
Yes, for 10 points.
Your first bonus question, a fossil specimen named Stan was sold in October 2020 for $31.8 million. For 10 points each, Stan is a member of this species of large, short-armed carnivores from the Upper Cretaceous period.
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Final answer?
That is correct. Your next bonus. Stan the T-Rex was found in 1992 about 120 miles north of Mount Rushmore by the Black Hills Institute in the Badlands of this American state.
South Dakota. Final answer?
South Dakota is correct. Sue, the most complete T-Rex, was also found in South Dakota. Sue now resides in this city's Field Museum near Lake Michigan.
Chicago. Final answer?
Chicago is correct. Moving on to our second toss-up question for both teams. The 1679 Sabellonari, autographed by Master Andres Segovia, is the only playable surviving instrument of this type made by Stradivarius. Today, nylon and metal have replaced sinew and silk for its strings, which are standardly tuned EAD GBE. George Harrison played this instrument, manufactured by Jose Ramirez, on the Beatles song And I Love Her. Ramirez, known for a variety used for flamenco dance, also... Benbrook? Harp is not the correct answer. Northside? I'll finish reading the question. Also produces more common electric and acoustic models. For 10 points, name this bowless 6-stringed instrument. Yes.
A guitar?
Guitar is correct for 10 points. Northside, your first bonus question is, in 2022, President Biden authorized the Amache National Historic Site as a new part of the national park system. For 10 points each, Amache is located in this state near its eastern border with Kansas and its southern border with New Mexico.
Nevada, final answer.
The correct answer is Colorado. Your next bonus. During World War II, Amache suddenly became Colorado's 10th largest city after President Roosevelt's Executive Order 9066 ordering the internment of these Americans. Amache was one of 10 internment camps.
Japanese Americans, final answer.
Japanese Americans is correct. Your third and final bonus. During the war, Japanese Americans in this territory made up 37% of its population, but none were held in internment camps. This territory became a state in 1959.
Hawaii, final answer.
Hawaii is correct. Our third question, toss-up question of this round for both teams. It's not Mexico, but the Chapultepec Peace Accords ended a civil war in this nation, which saw the Farabundo Marti National Liberation Front fight a government led by Jose Napoleon Duarte. In 2021, this country's president changed his Twitter bio.
El Salvador. El Salvador.
El Salvador is correct. For 15, yes. For 10, your bonus questions. On these islands, the parasitic nest fly is a threat to the birds scientifically known as Geospitza fortis. For 10 points, name this Pacific volcanic archipelago located west of Ecuador.
The Galapagos Islands, final answer.
Galapagos is correct. During a visit to the Galapagos, this English naturalist developed his theory of evolution.
Charles Darwin, final answer.
Darwin is correct. Though the story may be apocryphal, it's said that Darwin's theory of evolution was inspired by his observations of this group of 18 different bird species, including Geospitza fortis.
Finches, final answer.
Finches is correct. Moving to our fourth toss-up question for both teams. The organization BAPS built the largest temples of this religion in the U.S. Gopurams often exist at the entrance to Dravidian temples in this religion, while Brahmapadas often lie at the center of its places of worship. Before being converted into a Buddhist temple, Cambodia's Angkor Wat was devoted to this religion's god of Vishnu. Northside.
Hinduism.
That's correct. Your bonus questions. The first one, the Biomuseum features the Worlds Collide display showing the exchange of species after North and South America connected. For 10 points each, this is the general geographical term for a narrow strip of land that connects two larger land masses.
Isthmus, final answer.
Isthmus is correct. The Biomuseum is located at Amador near the south entrance of the canal that spans the Isthmus of Darien in this nation.
Panama, final answer.
Panama is correct. Panama's Biomuseum was designed by this contemporary architect of Bilbao's Guggenheim and Prague's Dancing House.
Captain.
No answer.
The correct answer is Frank Gehry. Moving on to our fifth toss-up for both teams. In 1990, David Hammond added the prefix African to this object for a version adding the colors black and green. Joe Rosenthal won a Pulitzer Prize in 1945 for a photo showing a group of men holding one of these objects. A Jasper Johns painting of 3 of these objects once gained the highest price ever received for a living artist. A John Philip Sousa piece named for this object is the National March of the United States. For 10 points, name this object celebrated in the Stars and Stripes Forever. Ben Brook.
The U.S. flag.
American flag, yes, that's correct. Your bonus questions. Forensic psychiatrist Andrew Farah studied this author's life and medical history prior to this man's 1961 suicide. For 10 points, who is the American author of Death in the Afternoon and For Whom the Bell Tolls?
For whom the bell tolls? Psychiatric. So let's. No answer.
Ernest Hemingway is the answer we were looking for. This activity, known in Spanish as El Toreo or La Tauromaquia, features prominently in Hemingway's works. The Sun Also Rises includes the matador Pedro Romero from a family dynasty associated with these contests.
Bullfighting, final answer?
That is correct. Farah argues that Hemingway suffered from this condition that might result from bullfighting. This brain trauma condition is common to ex-professional football players.
Concussion, final answer.
No, CTE or chronic traumatic encephalopathy is the right answer. Moving on to our 6th toss-up for both teams. In 2019, this SI base unit was redefined in terms of Planck's constant, the speed of light, and cesium frequency in a manner that can be established using a Kib balance. Previously, the ampere was problematically based on this unit since it was defined using a force quantity. Before 2019, this unit was always slightly changing because it was defined by a platinum iridium prototype. The unit is equivalent to 1 Newton of force acting over 1 meter for 1 second and is equal to approximately 2.2 pounds. For 10 points,
A kilogram?
Kilogram, correct. Your bonus questions. A race riot in Texas was the inspiration for the 2020 movie, The 24th. For 10 points, the riot occurred after the all-black 24th Infantry Regiment was mistreated by all-white members of this Harris County City's police force.
Houston, final answer.
Houston is correct. The riot occurred in this year in which the United States entered World War I. This year is also the title of a 2019 Sam Mendes film set during World War I.
1917, final answer.
That's correct. Your final bonus, as a result of the riot, 19 black soldiers were executed. In August 1918, the president commuted the death sentences of 10 others.
Woodrow Wilson, final answer.
That's correct. Moving on to our 7th toss-up question for both teams. In 2013, author Adam Makos and veteran Tom Hudner returned to the site of this conflict to negotiate for the return of the remains of pilot Jesse Brown. David Halberstam's book, The Coldest Winter, is a chronicle of this conflict described as undeclared, unresolved, and unremembered. In an unsuccessful attempt to save Brown, Hudner crashed his plane about 160 miles north of the 38th parallel. North side?
Korean War.
Korean War is correct. Your bonus question. This game is sold in a distinct circular tin and includes 55 cards, each of which features 8 symbols. For 10 points each, what is the card game sold under the name Double in Great Britain?
Captain.
Pokemon, final answer.
That's a heck of a guess. Spot It is the right answer. Spot It relies upon similar mathematical principles used by this Howard Garnes invented game, most frequently using a 9x9 square with 81 total cells.
Captain.
Chess, final answer.
Sudoku is the final answer. Sudoku with explosions has been used to describe this classic cell-based Microsoft computer game in which hidden incendiary devices must be discovered.
Minesweeper, final answer.
Is Minesweeper still a thing?
Yes.
Okay, Minesweeper's correct. Felt like I was dating myself with that one, but I guess people still play it. Yes, that's the right answer. All right, our 8th toss-up question in this round for both teams. Jose Hernandez's 2,316-line epic poem, Martin Fierro, is an example of this nation's gaucho literature. One blind author from this country wrote about building with infinite hexagonal rooms. Astor Piazzolla composed Libertango in protest of one president from this country whose second wife is the title character of the musical Evita. For 10 points, name this country of Jorge Luis Borges and Juan Perón governed.
Argentina.
That is correct, Northside. Yes. Your first bonus question. Charles Frazier's Cold Mountain centers on Civil War deserter W.P. Inman during the last years of the war and is set in this state. For 10 points each, what is the Tar Heel state that was also the setting for Thomas Wolfe's classic, Look Homeward, Angel?
North Carolina, final answer.
That's correct. North Carolina is the setting of this 2018 Delia Owens novel in which tells the murder of Chase Andrews and the coming of age of Kaya Clark.
Captain?
The Hate You Gift, final answer.
The correct answer is Where the Crawdads Sing. Final bonus question. This prolific novelist lives in North Carolina and uses his home state as the setting for The Notebook, A Walk to Remember, and Message in a Bottle.
No answer.
The correct answer is Nicholas Sparks. Bonus question, did you cry watching The Notebook? Sorry, just kidding. Moving on to our 9th toss-up question for both teams. The sun's ultraviolet light interacting with methane in this body's atmosphere is responsible for a maroon patch on its surface called Stulu Macula. The latest data from this body came from when the New Horizons spacecraft visited before moving on to another. Kuiper Belt object, this body is 2/3 the size of the Earth's moon and has 5 moons of its own, the largest of which, Charon, is roughly half its size. For 10 points, which astronomical body was demoted to dwarf planet in 2006? Binbrook.
Pluto.
Correct. Time for your bonus questions. For 10 points each, answer the following about the book King Leopold's Ghost by Adam Hochschild. King Leopold II was king of this European nation which organized the Congo as a colony.
Defer to Colin.
Belgium.
Belgium is correct. Your next bonus. Belgium profited from ivory and this commodity harvested from trees in the Congo. Scientifically, it is composed of isoprene polymers.
Paper, final answer.
We would have accepted rubber or latex. Next bonus. Natives who failed to meet rubber quotas were treated extremely harshly. The brutality of the Congo was depicted in this Joseph Conrad novel featuring the ivory trader Kurtz.
Defer to Kyle.
Heart of Darkness.
That's correct. Yes. Our 10th and final toss-up question of this round for both teams. The Apple Macintosh computer was introduced with a commercial that alludes to this 1949 novel. In his diary, this novel's protagonist ponders whether 2 + 2 = 5.
1984?
Northside. Yes, 1984 is correct. Your first toss-up question. The 1921 Supreme Court case Hildreth versus Mastoris concerned the patent for a pulling mechanism for this candy. For 10 points each, what is this light, fluffy, and chewy candy that comes in a saltwater variety? One American brand of this candy has a rhyming name.
Taffy, final answer.
Taffy is correct. Your next bonus, Laffy Taffy is sold under this Nestle Candy Shop brand, named for a children's novel character played in films by Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp.
Captain?
No answer.
He owns a chocolate factory, Willy Wonka. I know, right? The character Willy Wonka was created by this author, whose other books include Fantastic Mr. Fox and Matilda.
Captain?
Defer to Jenny.
John.
That was wrong just for putting Jenny on the spotlight. Roald Dahl is who we were looking for. Roald Dahl. All right, that wraps up our first round. We will take a brief break while we tally the points. Northside High School, Benbrook Middle High. Well done, guys. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mark. Well, there's a lot more to come, including highlights from 2 other Wiz Quiz championships.
During this break, we'll show you what happened this week at the 6th grade and middle school finals.
And when we come back, we'll find out who in this audience is smarter than a Whiz Quizzer, a really fun segment sponsored by Pizza Snob. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome. This is Wiz Quiz, the sport of knowledge. Let's Wiz Quiz.
Okay, welcome to the finals for 2022, McLean versus World Languages Institute. Everybody ready? Heliocentrism was supported by... Galileo is correct. Many myths about the Ixus.
California.
3 bonus opportunities.
Ecuador?
Ecuador is correct.
And a verdict of 250 to 310. Our winners are McLean Middle School. The Wiz Quiz Finals Night. You all ready to go? All right, let's Wiz Quiz.
For 10 points, name this president. Also, question number 1. The dioxide of this element.
Titanium?
That is correct. For 10 points, name this New England state, the smallest state by area.
So the end score was 90 to 180. Our second place goes to YMLA. Let's give them a big round. Our first place goes to the Applied Learning Academy.
Industry-driven Gold Seal programs and schools of choice offer Fort Worth ISD families and students the power of choice, now more than ever, to go beyond the basic, beyond the traditional, to find the pathway that's a match to a student's interest, goals, and learning style. Learn more at fwisd.org/choices. And for questions, click on Let's Talk.
I'm originally from South Texas, the Valley, if you've ever heard that phrase. And my grandmother's goal for me was always to just work indoors. It was important for my grandmother that I work indoors because she and my mother were both migrant workers. So I decided to become a teacher. My first job was in Irving, 500 miles away from my family and friends. I was getting pretty homesick. And I began to question my decision of moving so far away from home. But then I had this one moment. It was my first class, first grade, and I had Nancy, who was a 6-year-old girl. And school was not easy for her. So I tried my absolute hardest, but nothing I did was working. And one cool fall day, we went out to recess and she sat right next to me. She looked up at me and sort of nestled into the outside of my arm. And we just sort of sat there. And that's when I knew I couldn't quit. So 16 years later, I still think about that moment. And I love my job and I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you.
That's the amazing Paschal Jazz Ensemble 1, led this evening by Paschal's Director of Bands, Mr. Lance Walker. Let's give them a hand.
Welcome back to Wiz Quiz, the sport of knowledge.
You just saw exciting moments from the middle school finals. We've got the winning team right here, McLean.
Stand up. Stand up, team and coach, and there's the trophy. Great job.
Congratulations again to ALA and McLean Middle School and all our 6th grade and middle school teams.
Now, as promised, we're turning the camera on the audience to play Can I Get a Drum Roll? Are you smarter than a Whiz Quizzer?
Sponsored by Pizza Snob.
Let's see if we can find our friend Natalie in Ahosa. There she is. Natalie, looks like you have some people ready to play.
That's right. All right, a big thank you to all of our participants for coming out here tonight and joining us in this second round of Are You Smarter Than a Whiz Quizzer? Up first, I'm here with...
Roger Lewis.
And are you supporting a school today?
I am supporting Benbrook.
Right. Good luck to you and your school. Now, for your question, what rapper behind the albums Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint is married to Beyonce?
Gee, would that be Jay-Z?
Now, let's see if you are correct. That is correct. Here is your goodie bag. Thank you so much. Up next, I'm here with
Candace.
Candace, are you supporting a school today?
I'm supporting both schools.
Both schools, okay. Good luck to you. And now for your question. Which novel in which Laurie Lawrence's marriage proposal is rejected by Joe centers on the four March sisters and was written by Louisa May Alcott? Would you like some help from the audience?
Little Women?
Now let's see if that is correct. That is in fact correct. Congratulations to you. Here is your goodie bag. Now last but not least, I'm here with
Michaela Perot.
Now, Mrs. Perot, are you supporting a school tonight?
Well, I am with McLean, so I guess I'm supporting Paschal tonight.
All right, good luck to you. Now your question is, what word which titles a simple piano song that begins with F and G played together 6 times identifies eating utensils common in East Asia?
Oh, everybody's favorite, chopsticks.
Would you look at that? Chopsticks is in fact the correct answer. Here is your goodie bag. Thank you so much for everybody for coming out here and participating. Now back to you, Andrew. Let's give it.
And in case you wondered what they were playing for, lots of good stuff like this notebook and this hat.
Cool. You know, I could use one of these.
No, I'm taking it back. Let's get back to the match.
The match. It's time for round 3. Mark, all yours.
Let's welcome back our 2 teams to the stage. First, a quick update on our scores. Currently, it is Northside 210 to Benbrook 85. Before we begin, any new players you'd like to introduce on this side?
Antonio Paquette.
Juliana Moses.
Welcome. And Northside, it looks like the same 4. Okay, teams, are you ready? We'll kick things off with our first toss-up question in this second round for both teams. This nation has the world's most male-skewed gender ratio, and each male resident is offered about $400,000 to build a house when he marries. This nation's national museum was built around the historic palace of Abdullah al-Thani. Northside.
Qatar.
Qatar is
Yes.
correct for 15 points. Your first bonus question. During World War II, British intelligence used a dead man to trick the Germans. For 10 points each, the deception was part of Operation Mincemeat, which began with a submarine dropping the dead man near the coast of this neutral nation's border with Portugal.
Spain. Final answer.
Spain is correct. The ultimate aim of the operation was to distract the Germans from Operation Husky, the 1943 Allied invasion of this Italian island.
Sicily. Final answer.
Sicily is correct. The idea for the mincemeat deception began in 1939 with a memo co-written by Ian Fleming, the author who later wrote the novels Casino Royale and Goldfinger, featuring this spy.
James Bond. Final answer.
I also would have accepted Bond, James Bond, would have also been appropriate. That's correct. The second toss-up question for both teams. This name is the surname of two former San Antonio mayors, Maury, who coined the term gobbledygook, and Samuel, from whom the surname gained its colloquial meaning. This word is frequently used for Arizona Senator John McCain, who voted to save the Affordable Care Act. This word is the call sign of Pete Mitchell in a 1986 Tony Scott film and its 2022 sequel. Generally applied to independent thinkers for 10 points, what word is it which could also refer to a member of the Dallas NBA team? Northside.
Maverick.
Maverick is correct. Your bonus question. In 1853, newspaper accounts of the discovery of a female Robinson Crusoe emerged after a woman stowed away on an otter hunting boat. For 10 points each, the lone woman was discovered in Santa Barbara outside of this second largest American city that began as the Mission San Gabriel in 1771.
Captain?
Los Angeles. Final answer.
Los Angeles is correct. Off the coast of modern Los Angeles, the lone woman had apparently lived alone for 18 years on San Nicolas, the most remote island in a group of this name. It shares its name with the island group including Guernsey and Jersey between England and France.
Captain?
Channel Islands. Final answer.
That is correct. The Lone Woman inspired this Newbery-winning 1960 children's novel by Scott Odell.
No answer.
The answer is Island of the Blue Dolphins. Moving on to our third toss-up question for both teams. A film translated as Red Dawn depicted a massacre prior to the 1968 Summer Olympics held in this city, where Tommy Smith and John Carlos famously protested. Another conflict involving students in this city was depicted in the film Hueros, a mixed...
Mexico City.
Benbrook Middle, that is correct, for 15 points. Your first bonus question. Bangladesh was the first nation to approve the planting of the golden variety of a staple crop. For 10 points each, Bangladesh approved a version of the Don 29 variety of this crop prevalent in Southeast Asia.
Rice. Final answer.
Rice is correct. Because beta-carotene is added to golden rice, it's classified with this adjective phrase. Products of this type are designated by the letters GM.
GMO, genetically modified organism.
Genetically modified is correct. Your last bonus. Golden rice contains this vitamin, the deficiency of which can cause childhood blindness. This vitamin is also known as retinol.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin A is the correct answer. To our fourth toss-up of this round for both teams. This technology's third generation introduced a force sensor that added touch control to these devices. An update to the iOS 12 operating system allows this product to use the Live Listen. Benbrook.
An iPhone?
That is not the correct answer. I'll finish reading the question. Allows this product to use the Live Listen app. Following that update, Taipei Veterans General Hospital researchers reported that this product tested favorably when compared with two commercially available hearing aids. Described as a cultural phenomenon.
AirPods?
Say it again.
AirPods?
That is correct. For 10 points. Your bonus question. Answer the following about the longest straight-line boat ride possible on Earth for 10 points each. The journey begins near the coastal town of Sonmiani in this Asian nation directly west of India.
Pakistan, final answer.
That is correct. Your next question. The journey passes through the Mozambique Channel between Africa and this island nation and namesake of an animated movie franchise.
Madagascar.
Or Madagascar 2 or Madagascar 3. That is correct. Your third question. After journeying between Antarctica to the tip of South America, this journey traverses the Pacific and skirts the Alaskan islands before ending in the Karaginsky district on the Kamchatka Peninsula in this nation.
Russia, final answer.
Russia is correct. Our fifth toss-up of this round for both teams. A 2022 photo shows the center of this object, which calculations have shown is missing at least 85 billion solar masses. The discrepancy may be explained by a bubble of superhot gas expanding from the supermassive black hole Sagittarius A star at the center of this object. In 2005, the Spitzer telescope confirmed that this object is a barred spiral galaxy that is the second...
Andromeda?
That is not the correct answer. I'll finish reading the question. The barred spiral galaxy that is the second largest of the local group behind Andromeda. For 10 points, name this galaxy, which includes our own solar system.
The Milky Way.
That is correct.
Like a chocolate bar too.
Absolutely. Your first bonus question. In 2022, Melissa Jefferson made history by playing an instrument saved during the War of 1812 by Dolly Madison. For 10 points, Melissa Jefferson is best known by this stage name under which she released the singles Good as Hell and Truth Hurts.
Lizzo, final answer.
It's about that time. Yes, Lizzo is the final answer. Lizzo attended the University of Houston, where she studied music and focused on this woodwind instrument.
Flute, final answer.
Flute is correct. Lizzo was invited to play President Madison's crystal flute by this Washington, D.C. institution that owns the world's largest flute collection.
Captain.
No answer.
The Library of Congress. Moving on to our sixth question of this round for both teams. This monarch's father began the English Lancastrian dynasty. In a Shakespearean drama, this king delivers the St. Crispin's Day speech that includes the famous line, "We few, we happy few, we band of brothers." That speech was given before the Battle of Agincourt, a victory over the French, which ended the 100 Years' War. Portrayed by Timothée Chalamet in the 2019 Netflix biopic, The King, for 10 points. Who was this father of Henry VI and son of Henry IV?
Henry V.
Great powers of deduction here. That is the correct answer. The first bonus question for you. Using 18-year-old infrared telescope images, amateur astronomer Kai Lai discovered this planet's 80th moon. For 10 points, this largest gas giant planet is 385 million miles from Earth and since 2016 has been orbited by the Juno probe.
Jupiter, final answer.
Jupiter is correct. Lai studied Jupiter using images from 2 different telescopes located atop this volcano on Hawaii's Big Island.
This one that just erupted. Honolulu, final answer.
Correct answer is Mauna Kea. Your last bonus question. The 4 largest Jovian moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, were discovered first by this Italian astronomer in the early 17th century.
Galileo, final answer.
Galileo is correct. Our seventh toss-up question of this round for both teams. In a Simpsons segment that parodies this literary work, it's read by James Earl Jones, with the title creature repeating the phrase, "Eat my shorts." This poem describes an unseen censer swung by seraphim, and the title creature of this poem names a sports team in its author's hometown. The title animal of this poem perches on a pallid bust of Pallas and repeats the word, nevermore. North side.
Raven.
Raven is correct. Your first bonus question. In 2023, the 2023 Christopher Nolan film Oppenheimer stars Cillian Murphy as the leader of the Manhattan Project. For 10 points each, In this other Nolan film, Murphy plays Robert Fisher, the target of a team assembled by Leonardo DiCaprio's Dom Cobb.
Inception, final answer.
That's correct. Murphy played the villain Scarecrow in all 3 movies of this Christopher Nolan trilogy, whose first film is Batman Begins.
The Dark Knight, final answer.
The Dark Knight trilogy is correct. Your final bonus, Murphy played the role of a shivering soldier in this Nolan war film depicting the drama of Operation Dynamo on the beaches near a namesake French town.
Dunkirk, final answer.
Dunkirk is correct. Our 8th toss-up of this round for both teams. Before the 4th quarter of home football games, this university's fans sing Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down. This university has had 3 Heisman-winning quarterbacks, and the second, Danny Werfel, was coached by the first, Steve Spurrier. The third led this school to 2 national titles under Coach Urban Meyer. In 1965, scientists at this university developed a sports-themed Benbrook.
University of Texas, Austin.
That is incorrect. I'll finish reading. Developed the sports-themed drink Gatorade. For 10 points, name this public university in Gainesville where Tim Tebow played, whose stadium is nicknamed the Swamp. Northside.
University of Florida.
That is correct. Your first bonus for 10 points. Answer the following about trailblazing journalist Nellie Bly. In 1885, Bly spent 6 months in this nation where she protested the imprisonment of a journalist who criticized the government of Porfirio Diaz.
Mexico, final answer.
Mexico is correct. In 1887, Bly feigned insanity to investigate the brutality of one of these facilities.
Prisons, final answer.
No, we were looking for a mental institution, asylum, or mental hospital. In 1889, over a period of 72 days, Bly traveled around the world beating a fictional record set by Phileas Fogg in a novel by this French author.
Jules Verne's final answer.
Jules Verne is correct. Our 9th toss-up question of this round for both teams. Within main sequence stars, this element is converted from hydrogen through the CNO process and is converted into carbon through the triple alpha process. This element becomes liquid at temperatures below 4 degrees Kelvin and is utilized to cool particle colliders and MRI machines. The discovery of this element within the sun's corona by Norman Lockyer.
Nitrogen?
Northside.
It's nitrogen.
That is incorrect. I'll finish reading. By Norman Lockyer is the origin of its name, which comes from a Greek sun god. For 10 points, name this second most abundant element in the universe.
Helium.
Helium is correct. Your first bonus question. Using data generated by NASA's TESS Space Telescope, 2 high school students helped discover 4 of these astronomical objects. For 10 points each, the E in TESS represents these star-orbiting bodies outside of our solar system.
No. Moons.
No exoplanets or extrasolar planets. The T in TESS designates this process in which a planet passes between a star and a telescope, causing a drop in light intensity.
An eclipse? But it's not an eclipse. Eclipse, final answer.
Transit or transiting is the correct answer. The last bonus question. In order to find the 4 transiting exoplanets, the students wrote code to parse large quantities of data using this popular computer programming language named for the comedy troupe behind the movie Life of Brian.
Python, but it probably wouldn't be Python. What's the other one? JavaScript, final answer?
It was Python.
Oh.
Python was the correct answer.
Well.
Moving on to our 10th and final question of this round, a toss-up for both teams. In a recent black and white film adaptation of this play, a Denzel Washington-played character states, Benbrook.
Romeo and Juliet?
It's incorrect. The earth has bubbles as the water has on a foggy battlefield. 3 prophetic characters in this play warn the protagonist about Burnham Wood and sing, double, double, toil and trouble. A wife in this play encourages the title character to kill Duncan in order to become king. For 10 points, name this Shakespeare play about the Scottish lord. We were looking for Macbeth. And that wraps up this round. Let's hear it for both teams. Benbrook, Northside. Well done, everybody. If you give us just a moment, we will tally the final scores and name our winner and the team that is headed to our finals. Guys?
Thanks, Mark. Everybody get ready.
When we come back, we'll find out who's going to the finals. Don't go away.
Hello, students. You'll soon make the big move to middle school. And at Fort Worth ISD, you have choices about this next step in your journey. Here are 5 great pathways for you to consider. Each one created to match students' interests, learning styles, and dreams for the future. We call them the Gold Seal Schools of Choice. Applied Learning Academy, that's ALA for short. It's a place where students take their classroom learning and then use it to solve real-world problems and important needs. ALA students work together to find solutions, encourage one another, and get a strong foothold on their path to lifelong learning. At Daggett Montessori, students take ownership of their education and learn by doing. This school follows the Montessori method, which supports the natural desire to learn. Students grow intellectually and socially, treat one another respectfully, and achieve their goals. World Languages Institute, or WLI, is the place to be for students who want to speak more than one language. They begin with a focus on Spanish and English. In later grades, they can learn a 3rd or even a 4th language. WLI has a 100% graduation rate and a 100% college acceptance rate. Young Men's Leadership Academy, or YMLA, is where boys and young men learn to become leaders. They even dress the part. The Single Gender Academy provides a college preparatory curriculum that begins in 6th grade. Students develop critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and friendships. It's the sisterhood that shines at the Young Women's Leadership Academy. YWLA develops the full potential of every girl through responsible leadership, college readiness, and wellness life skills. Students take advanced courses and enjoy extracurricular opportunities as they learn to be leaders and push the boundaries of possibility. Are you ready to make your mark in a Fort Worth ISD Gold Seal School of Choice? Learn more, including how to apply at fwisd.org/choices.
Everyone has a skill.
You want a challenge?
Come join us.
Or what? Can we all give them a hand?
Everybody, this is it. We have a winner of our second semifinal.
Let's go to Mark Istuk, Michael Flouchet, and Dr. Marcy Sorensen. Mark?
Again, thank you guys, and want to just take this opportunity and congratulate both teams for making it this far. It is a big deal to, one, just compete in Wiz Quiz, period, but much less to be here this evening and to make it to the stage. So let's hear it for both Benbrook and Northside tonight. So again, I'll share the final scores for you. Our winner this evening with 420 points to Benbrook's 140. Northside, congratulations. You are making it to the finals. Benbrook, have a heck of a job, guys. Again, thank you for being here tonight, and you showed up and showed out, and just proud of what you guys accomplished. So well done, everybody, as I send it back to you guys up front.
One more time, congratulations, Northside. You're going to the finals.
And that's happening in about 15 minutes.
Thank you, audience, and everyone watching, plus tonight's sponsor, Pizza Snob, for taking care of the crew.
That pizza was ridiculously good. You had some, right?
Yeah, the best.
Hey, how about some more music?
Great idea, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hello, my name is Mariam. Being on a college campus has taught me how to shape my life. Even though I'm still in high school, it still makes me feel like I'm a grown adult.
Also rewarding,
after I leave, I don't have to go to a restaurant or fast food chain to, earn minimum wage.
That's because Miriam Magbag Biola will graduate from Fort Worth ISD's Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences on the Tarrant County College Trinity River campus with her associate degree and her patient care technician certification.
They're taught how to do phlebotomy, they can perform EKGs, and they're taught all the rhythm strips just to pass the certification exam. So that's 3 different jobs you can have right there.
Miriam is confident she will land one of those jobs when she's at UT Tyler next fall studying nursing.
I know that when I go off to the hospital that I would be able to get paid and be earning some good money so I can, pay off my whatever amount that I have left for my student loans.
Like all Fort Worth ISD early college high schools, TABS is a blend of college and high school where students can earn important industry certifications and up to 2 years of college credit, tuition free. Whether going on to college or into the workplace, students are prepared academically.
The most challenging thing here is my science courses. You have to, be focused, go to your classes and, just don't mess around.
And they're prepared experientially.
In these classes, they're allowed to take care of real patients. You bathe them, you get them dressed. So you have to be a little bit more mature than probably an average high school student.
Okay.
This is really just a stepping stone. They can start here and then go as far as they want to go. But it's a great start.
On the TCC Northwest campus, it's a short walk for Karina Torres from Fort Worth ISD's Marine Creek Collegiate Early College High School to her college classes. But it's a big step for her family.
I'm a first-generation college student, so that means my parents came here from Mexico, and I saw what that meant like and what that looked like. So I want to also help my community get through that, and I want to work in those immigration cases and work with children.
Karina is on her way. She will graduate from Marine Creek with her high school diploma and Associate of Arts. She's wrapping up a College Texas government class that aligns with her plans to study social work and law at either TCU or the University of North Texas. She listens.
How do you get enough revenue to fund the things you need?
Participates.
Because that way you can save more money.
And welcomes all learning opportunities.
My first class with everyone, it was like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 60-year-olds. It just sets you in a real life situation.
She networks with professors, joins student clubs, and enjoys a feeling common in early college high school students: pride.
I've made my own decisions since like sophomore year. It feels like I accomplished something.
And as a volunteer avid tutor, she helps other students accomplish.
She cares about the school because she's working with the freshman class. She exemplifies what you'd want from an early college high school student, not only because she's extremely studious, but her community service, her volunteering, just her well-roundedness. She makes you feel secure about our future.
To say Nicholas Moore's education journey is remarkable is an understatement.
I am graduating with my Associates of Arts and high school diploma, as well as certifications in Microsoft.
But there's more.
I'll be graduating as a junior.
Yes, he's graduating high school 1 year early.
I feel very prepared and already have like that college work-based hands-on learning and already know how to do Word documents, Excel, PowerPoints.
How have you been using your Excel in your accounting classes?
We created like a sample financial statement.
Here's one of our first students to receive Microsoft Office certification in all 3 areas.
He's also our first P-Tech graduate, which goes a long way in helping him down the road.
The road leads him next to TCU, where he will major in secondary education, and where he will no doubt continue to take ownership of his learning, as he has in his 3 years at TCC South, Fort Worth ISD Collegiate.
You gotta make sure you show up to class on time. You gotta make sure that you communicate with the professor effectively. Make sure the emails are sent out. Make sure you're passing and they got an A in the class.
All right, good.
You'd normally find senior Adriana Coronado keeping the beat on O.D. Wyatt's drum line. But on this College Decision Day, she's front and center to celebrate her classmates' achievements and her own, a full-ride scholarship to TCU, where she will major in education.
I do want to come back to my home ground and go actually be a teacher at my old elementary school. We soon to do so.
But her best decision, she says, was 4 years ago when she chose O.D. Wyatt Collegiate Academy, a partnership with TCC South and a great match for first-generation college-goers like Adriana.
My family never really experienced that. My tias never experienced that. My mom never experienced that.
She entered the program shy and unsure. That changed.
I've got to notice all the students around me and the teachers, so I made me kind of want to get out of my shell.
She found her voice.
No, it would have been -1.
Exactly. Yeah. Tutored fellow students in the AVID program.
Use examples from your reading to support your response.
And she joined the band.
1, 2, 3, go. Seeing her grow from, she used to be this girl that's an inner shell, and now she's developed into this leader, and it all stems from the things she's learning in early college.
The program actually gave me more of an insight into how college works, to interact with professors, noticing that they have a strict schedule and that I have to follow everything.
Follow and then lead.
Because she's in early college, the majority of our kids in the band are in early college. Those students say they want to be a part of early college. She's set the bar high for the students who come behind her.
Early college high schools bring out the extraordinary in ordinary students.
Our kids are normal kids. We have kids at all levels of development, all levels of education.
But what brings them together is knowing they're here for a purpose. As one student said, we're here because we want to be, not because we have to be. They know more is expected of them here, and they rise to that.
I made the right choice.
The leap from like middle school to high school is like, it's enormous.
It's a lot of new stuff for them, so I just feel like it's like getting a new job.
What is the biggest difference?
We know freshman year is a time of big transitions.
What are some things that you guys want to see here?
New school, new friends, and typically when teenagers start to make decisions about their futures.
I really just want to be like something like an investment banker, like in the business field.
Something that I want to do when I grow up is mainly real estate.
I would like to become a veterinarian.
But did you know that as the freshman year goes, so goes a student's future?
I've seen research.
Research shows that freshman on-track rates are more predictive of a student's likelihood to graduate high school than all other factors combined. With this in mind, Fort Worth ISD has a new way of approaching freshman year that everyone can get behind, called Freshman Success.
So what can I do to help you get there?
It's a proactive, targeted effort with metrics that align with a Fort Worth ISD Board of Education goal to have all students complete 9th grade with at least 6 credits, without failing more than 1 semester of a core course, and without having to repeat 9th grade. So how does this new approach make sure freshmen start their high school careers on the right track?
We strive for our students to get a 3.0 or higher, and then also 6 credits.
First, good grades and credits.
Statistics shows that if students by the end of their freshman year have 6 or more credits, they are more likely to graduate.
You got to start strong. If a kid is behind on their GPA by the time they make it to a senior, it's exceptionally hard for them to catch back up.
I'm confident that I will graduate high school because I have good grades, I have good people by my side.
Another strategy for freshman success, sharing data with students, the good and even the bad, to give them a sense of ownership and empowerment concerning their own futures.
So we show our young men the data frequently in their cohorts of how we're doing in behavior, attendance, and grades and other data. They also have a voice on how we can improve here at our school, and hence the peer tutoring program and some of the other initiatives that you see at our school.
We'll do the same thing as this one.
They're helping each other with their actual assignments or missing assignments in class.
I think the Freshman Success Initiative gives our students a platform to be vocal. When me and my team meet with students, we're able to discuss their needs immediately.
Which also helps students become their own best advocates.
Reiterate the importance of going to class on time, getting your credits, trying to speak for yourself, advocate for yourself, talk to the teachers, email teachers, reach out. So organize your time.
This focus also puts a freshman success coach on every high school campus to help teachers, principals, all the freshman success team expand their own capacity to support 9th graders. The coaches assist the team in tailoring freshman success metrics to fit their campus and students, whether it's targeting attendance, discipline, or other data. Which brings us to another component of freshman success, extracurricular activities.
Giving them all the supports, making sure that they're involved in something.
Football, it makes me happy because it's something I've been doing since I was a little boy. And, it's just been my dream, my passion.
78% of our kids who have B or better are involved in some sort of extracurricular activity.
I think playing a sport gives me less time to do knucklehead actions and stuff.
In just its first year, the Freshman Success Initiative is making an impact.
And the student of the week is?
Providing a strong start.
Counselors and the teachers here, they really care about us.
For a powerful finish.
The one thing I'm really focused on right now at the moment is just graduating high school. That's the main thing. I feel like I'm on a really good path.
Welcome back to Wiz Quiz. We are now at the final round. Here I have Pascal High School.
Alongside with Northside High School.
Only one team can be named champion. So, let's
play Wiz Quiz.
workout. Welcome to the finals. Is everybody ready?
It's time to play the sport of knowledge. Welcome to the Fort Worth ISD Whiz Quiz.
That is correct.
Welcome to the Fort Worth ISD Whiz Quiz High School Finals. I'm Boston Martinez.
And I'm Sophia Wu. And set to face off for the championship are Pascal and Northside.
Still rocking in between rounds, the Pascal Jazz Ensemble won. Doing a great job, guys. And now the action really kicks in.
So let's get to it. Here's WFAA anchor Mark Istuk to take us to round one. Mark?
Thank you, guys, and thanks for your hard work over there. You're doing wonderfully, and as you mentioned, I'm the anchor of WFAA Daybreak, which runs from 4:30 to 7 every morning, which means my bedtime, it's about an hour ago. But I don't have to work tomorrow, so that means I get to stay up late with you guys, and I could not think of a better place to be than here with all of our amazing Wiz Quiz competitors. So as I thank you folks, the parents, educators in the audience, students, and participants tonight for being here, I want to also congratulate our teams from Northside High School and Pascal High School on making it to the finals. Guys, you've earned it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, we met these two teams earlier. I want a chance for them to introduce themselves again, so I'll start screen left, the team on my right, Pascal High School, if you want to begin at the end and work your way this way.
I'm Sabrina Stewart. I'm Elise Stewart.
I'm Jonathan Feldman.
I'm Jesse Durham.
Guys, welcome. Northside.
I'm Mary Hernandez. No technical difficulties.
He figured it, well done. He figured it out, the mic. Good job.
Ta-da! I'm Adam Rubalcava.
I'm Jenny Garcia Rios.
I'm Nathan Flores.
Guys, welcome. And why don't we take this opportunity to check your buzzers real quickly. Okay, again, up here on the stage with me, our moderator, Fort Worth ISD's Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Marcy Sorensen. And our score and timekeeper, the Director of Gifted Talented Services, and our Whiz Quiz Director, Michael Flouchet. So again, to explain the points, we begin with our first round. In that round are 10 questions. Each question is worth 10 points. However, if you buzz in early, you are able to get 5 extra bonus points, making it worth 15 points, or if you buzz in early and get it incorrect, you will lose 5 points. The team that gets the bonus, or the toss-up question rather, correct, has an opportunity to answer 3 toss-up questions. Each one of those questions is worth 10 points. Teams, are you ready? Okay, here we go for our finals. Our first toss-up question for both teams. In a 2015 viral video, an olive ridley sea turtle was shown traumatized by one of these items, the oldest known examples of which are 5,500 years old. In 2018, Seattle became the first major city to ban one variety of these items. Pascal.
Straws.
That is correct. And that is for 15 points as well. So your first bonus question. For 4 months at the end of 2021, this archipelago's island, La Palma, dealt with an eruption at the Cumbre Vieja volcanic ridge. For 10 points each, La Palma is the 5th largest of this group of 8 Spanish islands off the coast of Morocco. Its name means Island of the Dogs, and a small perching bird is named for it.
I defer to Jesse.
Canary Islands.
Canary is correct. The next question. Bonus question. Santa Cruz, the capital of the Canary Islands, is located on this largest island of the group. In 1977, this island was the site of history's worst aviation disaster when 2 747s collided.
San Jose, final answer?
Tenerife is the answer we were looking for. Northeast of Tenerife is the island Lanzarote, which is the setting for the desert world of Ferrex in this Disney Plus series named for its Diego Luna portrayed title character.
Andor, final answer.
Andor is correct. Our second toss-up of this round is for both teams. One of the dyes in M&Ms of this color blocks inflammation in patients with traumatic spinal cord injuries. In 2018, a plant biologist in Japan used genetic modifications to create a chrysanthemum with this true color. Out of 280,000 flowering plant species on Earth, less than 10% make flowers of this color? Methane absorbs red light and reflects this color, giving cerulean tones. Pascal?
Blue.
Blue is correct. For 10 points. Here's your first bonus question. The Washington Post published a 1957 photo showing 14-year-old Jerry Jones among a group harassing 6 black students attempting to desegregate their school. For 10 points each, Jones is one of 32 owners of franchises in this league whose Rooney Rule attempts to reduce the lack of diversity among its head coaches.
NFL, final answer.
Correct. Your second bonus question. In 1957, Jones was a student in a high school in the northern portion of this city, which is now home to the Bill Clinton Presidential Library.
Little Rock, final answer.
Little Rock is correct. Your third bonus, Pascal. The 9 students at Little Rock's Central High School attempting to desegregate it feared for their lives. This president ordered soldiers from the Army's 101st Airborne to protect them.
Eisenhower, final answer.
Eisenhower is correct. Moving to our third toss-up question for both teams. In an end credit scene, this character gives a speech at the United Nations explicitly modeled after Patrice Lumumba. This character's rival plans to steal back artifacts from the Louvre after a career in the Navy SEALs. That film ends with these two characters battling before... Black Panther is correct, and that is worth 15 points. Your first bonus question, Pascal. Professor Anne Boyd Rue wrote that this novel is the most influential book by an American woman. For 10 points, what is this novel in which Louisa May Alcott portrays herself as Jo March?
Little Women, final answer.
Correct. After her father is wounded in the Civil War, Jo takes this action to earn $25, her contribution to bringing him home.
She donates her hair, final answer.
Sells her hair. Yes, we'll accept that. The last bonus question, Pascal. The first part of Little Women spans approximately 1 year, opening and closing during this holiday season.
Christmas, final answer.
Correct. Our fourth toss-up question in this first round for both teams. A coast in England named for this time period was where early paleontologist Mary Anning did most of her work. In a recent movie from a film franchise with this word in its titles, Owen Grady is reunited with the Velociraptor Blue. Northside.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic is correct. Your first bonus question, and that one was for 10 points, I believe? Yes. Your first bonus question, this artist's portrayal of Jean-Michel Basquiat was part of his Oxidation series in which he used urine to add distinctive features to his work. For 10 points each, this pop artist's Basquiat portrait sold at auction for $40 million. He's also known for his Campbell's soup cans.
Andy Warhol, final answer.
Andy Warhol is correct. Warhol's blue portrait of this actress sold for $195 million. She was depicted by Ana de Armas in the 2022 movie Blonde.
Marilyn Monroe, final answer.
Correct. Photographer Nat Finkelstein has claimed credit for the expression often misattributed to Warhol, in which it is claimed that everyone will be famous for this short amount of time. Captain.
15 minutes, final answer.
That is correct. Our fifth toss-up question of this round for both teams. In one novel written in this language, townspeople enjoy Melquiade's display of magnets and ice, a magical realist story. Pascal.
Spanish.
Spanish is correct for 15 points. Your first bonus question. In 2020, 7 of these 19th century garments were discovered in an abandoned mine shaft near Yuma, Arizona. For 10 points each, made of diagonal weave cotton twill fabric, these work pants are indigo dyed and copper riveted.
Jeans, final answer.
Blue jeans, yes. The blue jeans that were found included 2 pairs made by the namesake company of this man, who was the first to produce blue jeans.
Levi, final answer. Levi Strauss, final answer.
Strauss is correct. Levi Strauss moved from New York to California in 1854, 5 years after the rush of prospectors. Appropriately, this NFL team's stadium is sponsored by the Levi's brand.
49ers, final answer.
49ers is correct. Now to our sixth toss-up question for both teams. A scene from the 2022 Father of the Bride reboot is set at Maximo Gomez Park in Miami, where locals meet to engage in a leisure activity with these objects, sometimes called bones. One dramatic Pascal.
Dice.
That is incorrect. One dramatic scene in the movie V for Vendetta involved 22,000 of these props, whose name is often used to designate a chain reaction effect. A trick-based game using these objects is named for the number of points available, 42. For 10 points, what are the rectangular tiles often used in toppling demonstrations? North side?
Dominoes.
Dominoes is correct. For 10 points, moving on to our bonus questions. Brainiac, Adventures in the Curious, Competitive, Compulsive World of Trivia Buffs, which I imagine you have all read, was the first published work by this former Quiz Bowl player. For 10 points each, who is this former NAQT editor who became the permanent co-host of Jeopardy in 2021?
Defertinary.
Alex Kohler?
Ken Jennings is the answer.
Okay.
Your second bonus question. Jennings' latest book is Planet Funny, a history of this entertainment form dating from ancient Sumeria to modern Facebook memes.
Captain.
No answer.
The answer is comedy. The third toss-up question. In 2004, Jennings was asked by Democrats to consider a run for Senate in this state against Bob Bennett. The seat is currently held by Republican Mike Lee, who, like Jennings, attended Brigham Young University.
Ohio, final answer.
Utah is the correct answer. Moving on to our seventh toss-up question of this round for both teams. After dropping out of college, this character meets Dan Cody on Little Girl Bay and travels with him to the Barbary Coast. 10 years later, he falls in love with a girl from Louisville, Kentucky. After serving in World War I, he buys a 12-bedroom home in Long Island's New Money, West. Pascal? Gatsby is correct for 15. Your first bonus question. The 2022 album Un Verano Sin Ti includes a track called El Apagón for 10 points each. The track and album are by a rapper who performs under this name. He's behind the earlier track, Soy Pure, and is featured on Cardi B's hit, I Like It. Bad Bunny is correct. Bad Bunny is from this island that was hit by Hurricane Fiona in 2022. In 2017, it was devastated by Hurricane Maria, which left some residents without power for 11 months. El Apagón translates as the blackout. That is correct. Your third and final bonus question of this round. Following Maria, FEMA provided more than 30,000 of these large blue plastic covers. These distinctive roof replacements became a symbol of the shortcomings of American efforts to provide support for Puerto Rico's recovery. TARPS is correct. The eighth toss-up question for both teams. The Arditi del Popolo, or the People's Daring Ones, were organized in 1921 to oppose this political philosophy. Elected Prime Minister in 2022, Giorgia Meloni is the leader of Fratelli d'Italia, which has been accused of following this philosophy. Pascal. Fascism is correct for 15. Your bonus questions. In 2019, John Goodenough of the University of Texas became the oldest ever winner of a Nobel Prize. For 10 points each, Goodenough won the prize in chemistry for his work on one type of these sources of power in electrical devices.
Batteries, final answer.
Battery is correct. Goodenough discovered certain batteries can be improved by using cobalt dioxide at these positive terminals. Negative terminals are called anodes. Cathodes is correct. The prize-earning batteries are named for this metallic element's ions used along with carbon at its anode. Lithium is correct. Our ninth toss-up of this round for both teams. While studying plumes in the Amazon River, a University of Georgia team surprisingly discovered these cnidarians over a Delaware-sized area, capable of reproducing both sexually and asexually. Most of these anthozoans secrete calcium carbonate to form a skeleton. In response to environmental stress, these polyps may expel algae in a process called bleaching. For 10 points, Pascal?
Coral.
Coral is correct. First bonus question for you, Pascal. Danish researchers are concerned over the excess production of a certain greenhouse gas produced on South Georgia Island. For 10 points each, South Georgia is located east of both the Drake Passage and the Falklands in the southern part of this ocean. Atlantic is correct. South Georgia is home to seals and the king species of this flightless bird.
Penguin, yes. Penguin.
Penguin is correct. The guano of king penguins contains voluminous amounts of this greenhouse molecule, which is 300 times more polluting than carbon dioxide. It's also known as laughing gas.
It's nitric oxide. Nitric oxide, final answer.
Yeah, nitrous oxide.
No, it's a different.
Oh, it's a different.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Wrong. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Moving on to our 10th and final toss-up question of this round for both teams. A World War II B-17 named My Gal Sal was recovered from this North American island. After the capitulation of King Christian X, the U.S. took over its defense.
Greenland.
Greenland is correct for 15 points. North side, your first bonus question. Steven Spielberg added a new character, Doc's widow Valentina, to his 2021 version of this film for 10 points each. Choreographer Jerome Robbins won a Best Director Oscar for the 1961 film version of this story, depicting the rivalry of the Jets and the Sharks.
West Side Story, final answer.
That is correct. West Side Story was inspired by this William Shakespeare play featuring the rivalry of the Montagues and the Capulets.
Romeo and Juliet, final answer.
Wherefore art thou? You are correct. Final bonus question and last question of this round. This actress played both Anita in the original 1961 film and Valentina in the 2021 version.
Captain?
No answer.
Rita Moreno. And that concludes our first round finals matchup between Pascal High School and Northside High School. Let's hear it for both of the teams. As we take a moment to tally the points from this round, we will send it back to you guys up front.
Very impressive. Also very impressive, the real world learning that's happening tonight.
If you're just joining us, this live production is brought to you by students in Southwest High School's Gold Seal Advanced Media Program, taught by Mrs. Darcy McCready.
The great Mrs. McCready. You know, everyone learns something at Whiz Quiz. Stick around and you'll learn even more.
As strange as it may sound to some, teaching is my dream job. Unfortunately, as a K-8 student, I hated school. Mom would tell me that school and life were filled with problems, but that every problem was an opportunity to find a solution. I made it through high school with no plans for college. However, something kept tugging at me. Oh, that's right. My ace in the hole, Erletta Louise Luke Smith. My single mom extraordinaire. She reminded me that I could do whatever I put my heart and mind to. That whatever the issue was, it was just a problem to be solved. Are you wondering what the problem was? Dyslexia with a side of auditory processing disorder. I teach so that every one of my students has at least one teacher who will remind them that they are capable of whatever they put their minds to. I teach to make sure students know that it's okay to color outside the lines, to sing to their own tune, and to learn at their own pace.
One more. Today's our third day of 4 here at SS Dillo Elementary School with Fort Worth ISD and the Challenge of Tarrant County to build a brand new playground. And you can flip the bolt whatever side works best for you. So all of our playgrounds are 100% unique, designed by the kids of the communities.
This is community building at its best. And I want to thank everyone that was involved. All the people behind me sweated out here for 4 days.
You know, play is where we plan our lives. And the children of this community are going to have the opportunity to spend lots of time together with parents and teachers planning their tomorrow.
It changes colors when you spin it.
This is amazing for our kids, and more than amazing for our kids, it's amazing for our teachers because kids will have fun out here and it makes it a more enjoyable experience to be back in the classroom.
3, 2, 1.
I had an amazing elementary art teacher, Mrs. Amy Bartell, and a fabulous 5th grade teacher, Mr. Lynn Wood. I may not remember every detail of my 5th grade year, but one thing I did know, these two adults ever so delicately pointed me in the direction of the arts. Someday, somehow, I want to be that kind of inspiration. And I want to leave all of you with this last quote that I like to share with my students. The purpose of art is not to produce a product. The purpose of art is to produce thinking. The secret is not the mechanics or the technical skill that creates the art, but the process of introspection and different levels of contemplation that generate it. Once you embrace this process, your creative potential is limitless.
That's the Pascal Jazz Ensemble, one led tonight by Pascal's director. Director of Bands, Mr. Lance Walker. Let's give him a hand, shall we?
Welcome back to Wiz Quiz, the sport of knowledge. Now it's time for some fun with the audience.
Let's turn it over to our friend Leslie Gonzalez for cue the drum roll. Are you smarter than a Whiz Quizzer? Leslie, looks like you have some eager contestants ready to go.
Thank you, Boston. What's your name?
Troy,
And who are you here supporting?
Pascal High School.
Go Pascal! Let's look at your question. The Twins are a Major League Baseball team in this U.S. state.
Minnesota.
Let's see if you're correct. And that is right. You get a F. You're welcome. What's your name?
Josh.
That's a nice name.
Thanks.
Who are you supporting?
TCU.
Let's give it up for TCU.
After you say, thank you, Leslie, I think it's a great job, I'm going to say.
Let's look at your question. Name this animal, which appears crossed with an antelope in the mythical jackalope.
Jackrabbit.
Let's look, see if you're right. That is correct. And you get an FWIST. And what's your name?
My name is Raina.
And who are you here supporting?
Pascal and my Southwest kids.
Let's look at your question. This city, which is nicknamed Music City due to its role in the country music industry, is on the Cumberland River.
Nashville?
Let's see if you're right. Yes, you are correct. And you get a gift bag full with FWISD merch.
Awesome, thank you, sweetie.
Weren't they fun, guys?
Thank you, Leslie, and audience.
It's great seeing even the principal of Pascal join in on the fun. Okay, it's the home stretch. Last round.
Mark, take us to round 2.
And let's go. Let's let the teams back on the stage. Let's give them a hand, audience.
Take it away, Mark.
Thank you, guys. Teams, welcome back. I want to say hello to our new members on the Pascal side of the stage. If you'd like to introduce yourself, please.
Caden Harmon. Jude White.
Jonathan Feldman.
Jesse Durham.
Well, we'll let you guys introduce yourselves again, too, then.
No technical issues here. Neri Hernandez.
I'm Adam Rubakova.
I'm Jenny Garcia Rios.
I'm Nathan Flores.
Okay, let's update you guys on the score right now. We have, with 280 points, Pascal is our leader. Northside has 85 points. As we get set to kick off our second round, teams, are you ready? Okay, our first bonus question of this round, or toss-up question rather, of this round for both teams. This country's southern city of Phan Thiet is a traditional home of fish sauce manufacturing, while in the north of this country, north side.
Vietnam.
Vietnam is correct for 15 points. Your first bonus, for 10 points each, answer the following about the immortal life of Henrietta Lacks. Rebecca Skloot's book tells the story of the woman who, in 1951, sought treatment for cervical cancer at this Baltimore University. Doctors took a piece of her tumor without permission and created the never-dying HeLa cell line.
John Hopkins, final answer.
Unfortunately, the correct answer is Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins is the right answer. HeLa cells were used by Jonas Salk in 1955 to create a vaccine for this viral disease, some cases of which required an iron lung.
Polio, final answer.
Polio is correct. HeLa cells were also used to create this vaccine against the human papillomavirus that can lead to various cancers. This vaccine was FDA approved in 2014 and is recommended for both males and females.
Defer to Neri.
HPV vaccine?
We needed the brand name, which was Gardasil.
Okay. I can roll with that.
Moving to our second toss-up question of this round for both teams. This mathematical idea was developed by the Mayans around the time of Christ, in India 500 years later, and in Europe 700 years after that. L'Hopital's rule is used to solve limits involving Pascal.
Indeterminate.
That is not the correct answer. L'Hopital's rule is used to solve limits involving the ratio of this quantity over itself. A matrix is invertible if and only if its determinant is not equal to this value. Never allowable in the denominator of a fraction. For 10 points, what is this number that is the subject of Robert Kaplan's book, The Nothing That Is? Yes, north side.
Infinity?
No, the correct answer is 0. Moving to our third bonus question for both teams, toss-up rather, for both teams. A 2021 Finola Austin novel reimagines the demise of all the members of this family before the age of 40. An opium addict in this family named Branwell died at age 31. His sister Anne died the same year after completing the novel The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. The two other sisters completed the novels, one concerning Mr. Rochester's governess, the other the Earnshaw family's foster son, Heathcliff. Pascal.
The Brontes.
Yes. Your first bonus question is, the 500-year history of these storms in America is the subject of the book A Furious Sky by Eric Dolan. For 10 points, what are these Atlantic Ocean storms that included Andrew in 1992 and Sandy in 2012?
Hurricanes, final answer.
Hurricanes is correct. Dolan's survey begins in 1502 when a hurricane off the coast of Hispaniola sank 24 of these ships from the fourth voyage of this explorer.
Columbus, final answer.
That is correct. A century later, another hurricane caused the collapse of this first English settlement in Virginia.
Jamestown, final answer.
Correct. Our fourth toss-up question of this round for both teams. In 2021, artificial intelligence completed a symphony left unfinished at this composer's 1827 death. By 1812, he'd completed 6 symphonies, and that year wrote an unsent letter to his immortal beloved. He moved to study in Vienna before writing the Moonlight Sonata. Pascal? Beethoven is correct. For 10 points, answer the following about the book, The Contagion of Liberty, written by former Quiz Bowl player Andy Wehrman. The book is set during this conflict, which saw George Washington lead the Continental Army.
Revolutionary War, final answer.
Could you be more specific?
The War for American Independence, final answer.
We'll go to Kelly. The American Revolution is what.
Oh.
It's fine.
The American Revolution began during an epidemic of this disease that produces small reddish lesions. It was eradicated in 1980.
Smallpox, final answer.
Smallpox is correct. In contrast to some modern citizens, colonists demanded access to this protective medical procedure invented in 1796 that was introduced by African slaves.
Inoculation, final answer.
Yeah, that or vaccination would have been acceptable. Correct. Moving to our fifth toss-up question of this round for both teams. In a Terminello versus Chicago dissent, a Supreme Court judge with this last name said the Constitution is not a suicide pact. That justice later served as an American prosecutor at Nuremberg. A later judge with this last name, the only Supreme Court justice who was a public defender, replaced Stephen Breyer. For 10 points, give this name shared by Associate Justices Robert H. and Ketanji Brown as Northside.
Jackson?
Jackson is correct. For 10 points. Moving to the bonus questions. In August 2022, for Northside, author Salman Rushdie was stabbed multiple times during a public lecture. For 10 points each, Rushdie had been under Rushdie had been under threat since the 1988 publication of this novel, centering on the 2 Indian Muslim actors, Gibreel Farishta and Saladin Chamcha. The book is named for a small controversial portion of the Quran.
Deferred.
The Satanic Verses.
That's correct. Your second bonus question, Northside, in response to the publication of the Satanic Verses, Ayatollah Khomeini, the supreme leader of this nation, offered a $3 million bounty for Rushdie's murder. In 2017, a new supreme leader reaffirmed that fatwa.
Iran, final answer.
Iran is correct. In 1991, Hitoshi Igarashi, the translator of the Satanic Verses into this language, was stabbed to death. 10 days before that incident, the Italian translator survived a stabbing.
Japanese, final answer.
Japanese is correct. Our sixth toss-up of this round for both teams. Jim Williams' shooting of Danny Hansford occurred in this city's Mercer House and is depicted in the book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. This city's Chippewa Square was the site of the bus stop scene from Forrest Gump. The city's downtown largely remains unchanged from a plan laid out by James Oglethorpe. According to legend, due to its beauty, the city was spared destruction in 1864 by William T. Sherman at the end of his march to the sea. Pascal.
Savannah.
Savannah is correct. Moving to your bonus questions now. For 10 points each, answer the following about the 2016 film Denial. The film's title refers to the denial of this historical event undertaken by the German government during World War II. During this event, approximately 6.5 million Jews were murdered.
The Holocaust.
The Holocaust is correct. The drama of the film revolves around a trial in this city after David Irving sues Deborah Lipstadt over the book Denying the Holocaust. This capital city is home of the publisher Penguin Books.
London, final answer.
London is correct. In order to dispute Irving's false claims, Lipstadt and her legal team visit this site in southwestern Poland, where they examine the ruins of crematoria used for the Holocaust.
Auschwitz, final answer.
Auschwitz-Birkenau is correct. Our seventh toss-up of this round for both teams. Daniel James Brown's The Boys in the Boat follows members of this school's crew team who won gold at the 1936 Olympics. Less than a mile away, a version of Barnett Newman's Broken Obelisk is found in the school's Central Plaza, Red Square. From the square past Drumheller Fountain are buildings named for Paul Allen and Bill Gates, founders of Microsoft. Just past the Computer Science Centers are Husky Stadium and a view of Mount Rainier. For 10 points, Pascal.
University of Washington.
That is correct. Your first bonus question. In 1989, a plaque was made to commemorate the 1889 invention of margarita pizza. For 10 points each, answer the following about an apocryphal origin story. This is not sponsored by Pizza Snob. I just want you to know that up front. The plaque was placed on the wall at Pizzeria Brandy in this southern Italian city. Until 1861, the city was the capital of the Kingdom of Two Sicilies. Naples is correct. According to the story, the colors of the pizza's components, cheese, tomato sauce, and basil, patriotically represent the three colors of this object.
The Italian flag, final answer.
Yes, that's correct. After receiving an 1889 letter that the wife of the first king of unified Italy loved the pizza, the pizzeria named it for her. His grandson of the same name was the last king of Italy.
Victor Emmanuel? Just give me something. Emmanuel, final answer.
Umberto.
Did you say that?
Moving on to our 8th toss-up question of this round for both teams. This country's second largest city was once known as Batmania due to being founded by John Batman. Noir-le-Gabernmong is the home of this country's oldest rock art. Myths from this country often focus on a creator god named Bayami as a rainbow serpent. Uluru is the subject of many Dreamtime stories from this country's Aborigines. Pascal.
Australia.
Australia is correct. Your first bonus question. In 1777, the Alawite Sultan opened his ports to American ships, and his nation became the first to recognize the newly independent United States. For 10 points each, Mohammed III was leader of this nation located directly across the Strait of Gibraltar from Spain.
Morocco, final answer.
Morocco is correct. The American legation, built in 1821 in this Moroccan port city, is the only national historical landmark outside of the United States.
Tangier, final answer.
Tangier is correct. Tangier was the site of the tumultuous DeLong affair, during which the American consul arrested 2 Confederates and argued with Moroccan officials to keep custody of his prisoners. Ultimately, this American president recalled the consul in 1862 to avoid future diplomatic headaches.
Lincoln, final answer.
Lincoln is correct. Our 9th toss-up question of this round for both teams. A Velvet version of This Man titles a Casey Musgrave song about looking for something classic, and Queen's Crazy Little Thing Called Love was written in tribute to him. This man's best-selling single was a cover of a Big Mama Thornton song sampled by Doja Cat in Vegas. This man sang, "We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out," in his song Suspicious Minds. For 10 points, name this king of rock and roll. Who was the Pascal?
Elvis Presley.
That is correct. Your first bonus question. Arslan Gooney, a 71-year-old volunteer, was arrested and charged with a felony after using a Sharpie to draw lines for a court in Denver. Oh, sorry. I'm waiting on your answer. In his community, Gooney is known as the mayor of this sport that combines aspects of tennis, badminton, and ping pong.
Squash, final answer.
After all that buildup, pickleball. Yeah. Pickleball was created in 1965 by children on Bainbridge Island, west of Puget Sound, this state.
New York, final answer.
Washington. Pickleball rules prohibit a shot of this type from within 7 feet of the net. John McEnroe was a master of this shot in tennis, and Karch Kiraly is a legend in a different sport named for this shot.
Spike, final answer.
Volley is what we're looking for. Our 10th and final question of this final round, a toss-up for both teams. A settlement has existed for more than 1,500 years at this site of this city. which is home to a cathedral and monument dedicated to St. Volodymyr, a grand prince of this palace in the 10th and 11th centuries. In 1941, Nazi German troops massacred more than 30,000 Jews at Babyn Yar in this capital city on the Dnieper River.
Kiev.
Kiev is the right answer, Northside. Your first bonus question. Brad Pitt earned an Emmy nomination for his performance as this man on Saturday Night Live. For 10 points each, after 38 years as the head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, this doctor announced he will step down.
Deferred and airy.
Anthony Fauci.
That is correct. Your next bonus question. In 2008, Fauci was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his work with PEPFAR, a government initiative to address the global epidemic of this disease.
Malaria, final answer.
HIV or AIDS is the correct answer. And the last bonus question of this final round. For Northside, Fauci began his tenure with the NIAID in 1984 under the administration of this former California governor. Both this president and Fauci have been criticized for their early inaction during the AIDS crisis.
Deferred and airy.
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is correct.
Yeah.
And that wraps up our final round. Let's hear it for both Pascal and Northside. While we take a moment to tally up the votes and give you your finals winner, I'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks, Mark. Time to add up the scores.
When we come back, we'll announce the Wiz Quiz champions.
So, don't go anywhere.
On the first day of school, when you enter my 5th grade science lab, each seat has a blank sheet of paper. Among all the other tasks, my students are asked to draw a picture of a scientist. I do not come to school to build a better mathematician or scientist. I do, however, hope to inspire my students to become better people. In the classroom, the teacher can cultivate what is lacking in the world. Kindness, courage, inclusion, struggle, and failure all have a place in my classroom. Over the year, I will introduce my students to subjects, careers, and scientists that look like them, have interests like them, and who came from economic and familial situations like them. At the end of the year, on the last day, I ask my students to once again draw a scientist. Year after year, without fail, the final drawing much more closely resembles the student. From skin color to hairstyle, from eye color to clothing, they are much more represented and present in their new picture. Representation matters. I genuinely believe that if they can see it, they can be it. And those are the moments that I teach for.
I'm excited. It's been a long time coming.
Good, excited.
My kids and my family are out there, so I'm just a little nervous.
30 years later.
It's been a long time. I've been waiting.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm actually graduated today.
Tonight we are here to honor the 59 graduates in our new Fort Worth ISD Fresh Start Diploma program.
I was supposed to graduate in 2006, but it took me 34 years, and I got it. I promised my granny I would, and I got it.
There's a new way for former students to earn their high school diplomas, even if it's been many years since they've been in school. If you have enough credits and meet a second requirement, then you can be eligible for our Fresh Start Diploma program.
Bethany Russell.
Today, I stand before you all at the age of 50, well, 51 now, receiving my high school diploma.
Anita Lachey Williams.
There is a way you can
follow your path. You can move forward. You can do your goals, your dreams. You know, you just take it one step at a time. You be patient. Just make sure you get to the finish line. That's exactly what I've been doing.
I know you have family and friends that are very proud of you, and they're here with you. Jalecia Wingfield.
We're so proud of our mom for graduating high school and getting her diploma, even if it was late.
Boom.
Now
you got it down.
Yeah, now I'm blessed.
Don't give up.
We congratulate all of you for trying and for accomplishing your goals. You have now earned your high school diploma. Thank you very much. We're proud of you.
Oh, Mama's angels, my baby girl. Now I'm able to move forward, you know, because of y'all, because of the Fresh Start program. Oh, I love you, baby. Oh, baby, don't cry.
Thanks, Ben. And guess what?
What?
The scores are in.
Let's get right to Marcus took Michael Boucher and
Dr. Marcy Sorensen.
Mark.
Thank you very much for that, guys. This is the moment we've been waiting for, but I'm going to be like American Idol. I'm just going to draw it out and make it as dramatic as possible. Before we announce our winner this evening, I want to just, again, honor the effort by both of the teams in getting to this point. And Michael Flouché, you've seen a lot of Whiz Quiz competitions over the years. You and I have talked before about just how much fun it is to participate in these, and just, again, how humbling it is to see how smart and how quick on the buzzer these kids are. It feels like every year we're impressed by the talent on the stage.
Absolutely. I really want to compliment not only these players who have to put a lot of work in, we're talking practices, a lot of effort there, and also the coaches who work really hard to make those practices happen, building that into the day. They're all going above and beyond, and I think you could see the product of their hard work here tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And Dr. Sorensen, I know my own experience at the middle school level in Whiz Quiz was one of my favorite times in my young academic career. And I know this is an experience that these kids will take with them as they move forward into college, adulthood, and beyond.
Yes, absolutely. And so one of the things that I was saying is that it's not only their brilliance that shows through, but their humanity. As they work as a team, they work collaboratively. It's just incredible to see who they are shine through as they answer the questions. But I also want to thank the parents. As you support your young people as they shine and as they grow and they go through all of this work, we couldn't do it without your support of your kids. And so thank you so much. I want to thank the principals and all the support that you give your kids as well. So thank you, coaches. And thank you, young people, for being the amazing humans that you are.
Let me just, for one, we can take a moment to acknowledge that. I want to follow up on what you just said, because as a Fort Worth ISD parent and as a kid who grew up going to Fort Worth ISD public schools, it's almost emotional for me to think about the sacrifice of so many of the adults, the teachers, the educators who were instrumental in my education and are continuing to do so today. It is a thankless job, and it has been an especially thankless job over the past couple of years. So an extra special big thank you for all the effort that just pours into the lives of these kids and our community here in Fort Worth. So without further ado, the winner of the 2022 Whiz Quiz Finals is, I feel like I'm asking one of my own trivia questions, a final score of 485 to 180.
475.
475 to 180. Congratulations, Pascal High School. And Northside, our runners-up. So a great performance tonight by both of these teams, impressive as always, and a well-spent time up on the stage. So guys, congratulations. As I said it, back to you.
Congratulations to the new champions for 2022 Whiz Quiz, Pascal.
Both teams did a great job. It's been a great night.
From all of us at Fort Worth ISD, thank you for supporting our students. Follow us on all of our social media.
And one more thank you to Pizza Snob for providing dinner for the crew.
Ridiculously good. Thank you, Pizza Snob.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.